that people understand what they're writing, right? She's got the combination of both. Fantastic. And she's only 23-year old. Imagine add another 10 years around the same field and she starts to practice this. She's literally going to beat up everybody very soon. I think that's Lubina for you. Thank you very much. And I'm happy to actually have all of you around. Thank you. Priyanka says, I'm running my own business. It's a textile export company. Now, I wish to get this on my digital marketing. So, I want to be a pro there and also promote my business. I want to talk to people. I want to attend trade shows because exporters don't meet online. Exporters, you can actually connect with them, but most of the time they want to see your material, whatever your textiles you're offering. They definitely want to see that, touch and feel it, and only then the deal will happen. But what she says is that I'm going to go set my footprints on digital marketing so that I have a fair idea as to what I'm going to be doing with my company there. Thank you very much, ma'am. It's an honor to have you around. Thank you. Aditya, it is Aditya Bhattacharya, BCom. Graduate, fresher is a fresher, no fresher, there's no freshing, there's nothing at all called as fresher. But again, I understand what a fresher means in your own perspective, but never, call yourself as a fresher because we are not freshers. We already know quite a lot of things. And I think that's where you should start with and not with a fresh platform again. Yeah, the more you say fresher, fresher, it becomes a virus in your mind and it never allows you to go beyond being a fresher, right? So try and avoid that statement as much as you can. I want to start my own career in digital marketing. Fantastic. And you're at the right place. I must tell you, Aditi, thank you very much. So good morning, Nasir Khan. Did I miss anybody else? Durgesh, good morning. Let me quickly run through this. Samvit, good morning. Shreyas, good morning. Supriya, good morning. Tarun, good morning. Thank you so much for coming in time. Yeah, we have 4 more minutes, and like I said in my email, we're going to be doing a quick introduction so that we finish up all of that. I know you know bread, butter, jam. You have coffee, I have tea, something like that. We finish all that and get back to work because there's quite a lot to be done today. Because you're here with a lot of aspiration saying that I've signed up, I paid money, not just the money, money can be made, you can make 100 folds of those, but more importantly, you're looking at the time. Sunday morning, quite a lot of people looking at what movies they can watch, which malls they want to visit. There's quite a lot of other programming that the other people are planning on. But you and me have decided to be here, spending the time a lot more wisely in terms of understanding the medium well, building up our career opportunities. I think we definitely are doing better, right, compared to the rest of the gang, which is actually just whiling away time. Fantastic. So I'm going to be here to help you learn a little stuff, a lot more in clear clarity with relation to email marketing. My work is only email marketing, not the entire digital aspect, though. So we're going to be breaking that down into email marketing, SEOs, and quite a lot of other stuff that DV does. DV is your digital Vidya. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm Alok. I work in your OYO travel agent. Thank you very much, Alok, and nice to have you around. Part-time lecturer in mass communication. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, and a music teacher as well. Teacher, are you in Bangalore? Say yes in HSR layout, and hope you're here. Okay. Anyway, teacher, we need this. It's a goal. Okay, please come as quickly as you can. Maybe a branch as well. If it is here, it'll be really nice. Currently in Goa. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Looking to get into advertising, hence I thought I should add up a little more skills before I go back and fetch a job there or a desk there. All the very best. And I think you're in the right place because here you get the exposure of getting a hands-on experience in terms of quite a lot of other mediums that are available. And now today you're actually going to be witnessing how emails can come into a play with with the digital activities. That's what we will be spending time on. Thank you very much. Nice to have you, teacher. Okay, Arushi, uh, graduate, fresher, no, sorry, working with my father, helping my business. Oh, wow. Okay, self-made, self-business again, right? Learning to grow the business, exactly how GoDaddy says, right? I don't know if you went to GoDaddy. GoDaddy has a beautiful picture there which says, father's business. Son comes over with a laptop and takes over everything on the digital aspect. Very similar to what Godrej did. Godrej had only locks, but the sons and the daughters came in and look at where digital is now. I mean, where Godrej is now. Pretty much on every aspect, right? Real estate, the groceries, and plenty of other places. And that's exactly where Arushi would like to spend her time with. Fantastic. And I think that's a great option that you picked up, helping the person with the brick and mortar store to move online. Cool. And whatever possible that we can do to add on, we will definitely be here to help you out. Thank you very much. Here we go. This is a little tough for me to actually pronounce. Is it okay if I call you Mitra? Uh, just let me know. Mitroyun Joy. Uh, uh, is it okay if I call you Mitra? No, not audible. No, I am. Yes, I am. I am. Not audible properly. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for giving that go ahead sign. Thank you. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock. So I'll have to, give you a greeting again for those of you who are watching the video recording. We normally come in 15 minutes early so that we get to clear off all that dust in terms of who you are, who I am. So we break the ice between us and then we get to work. Yeah, so we are already doing that piece. And as you could see, we're going to be very soon starting off into the email marketing module in about 5 minutes from now. So let's go back and see who's who here. And if there is a audio trouble, there's a very quick evaluation that you can do. GoToMeeting has something to define whether your connection is okay or not by this. This is my screen right now. Okay, if you take a closer look, it's all green. It's all green, and audio connection seems to be okay with me. So, which means my internet connection is perfectly fine. You may want to check yours to see if it is also green. If it's not green, that means there's a problem at your end. Fix that problem. There's a quick method to check them out. People maybe, I mean, if you're on a home Wi-Fi, somebody must be watching YouTube video or maybe Netflix. Ask them to jump out and re-log in again at 1:30. Cut shorten the number of people who are using your bandwidth right now so that you will have enough bandwidth to sustain your GoToMeeting link. Okay, thank you very much. You please do that homework before. If not, it's going to be it's going to be a what do you call it, cat and mouse race that you will be running behind the internet, and I will not be able to help you at all because from my end I can't share internet access at all to you. Thank you very much. BTech Computer Science, that's Mitra for you. Gate qualified. I'm a lecturer, by the way. Oh wow, senior profiles here. IT sector, want to move into the industry again, and I'm looking at the digital. Everybody's talking about that booming. Yeah, so I want to know what these guys are really talking about. And hence I'm here. Thank you very much, Mitra. Ma'am, I wish I could actually call your name out. I'll do my practicing in the next week to come. Probably by next week on, I will start calling you by this name. Thank you very much. Sambit says, I'm working printing, imaging industry, 22 years of wow, 22 years of experience. Thank you so much, right? Very humble of you to actually be here saying that I have something to learn. Thank you so much. Okay, Xerox, Canon, talk about all the large companies and branded companies. Look at this. It's right here. It's all under my belt. Currently, in Dubai, wanting to improve my skill set and rejoin back again to various other companies that are around the same, machinery, probably helping them all into promoting them online as well. So that's Sambit for you. Thank you very much, sir. It's an honor to have you around. Durgesh, it is currently working in Amazon, staying in Pune, want to upgrade my skills. Learning digital marketing would be one of those better ways to utilize Amazon itself. Absolutely right. Because if these guys are doing something, we want to know that, right? They have their own training programs in terms of what they do and how they sell, but they don't tell you how they have launched off, isn't it? How did they come up with this domain? How did they start selling off the product? That's something that is hidden already. And hence, Durgesh finds a back end door to find out how these guys are existing. Maybe I should also open up Amazon. No, maybe something else, rivernile.com, something like that, and then start promoting my own business. How do I do that? Durgesh, you're in the right place. Learn every aspect of it, module by module, and I'm sure you will be fine. Good morning, Shreyas here, assistant manager, sales. Yeah, okay, so we have sales people around. We have marketeers, we have teachers, we have lecturers. We have quite a lot of experience. I'm going to actually cut and paste all the experiences here, and the rest of the introduction I will definitely go through it before I come into my next class. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm going to go take these guys off because I already have a collage of everything that you have said right now on the chat applet. Thank you so much. I just have to quickly get a consent from you. Is it okay if I address you by your first name? Because I think Sanjay wasn't okay with that. Is it okay if I call you by your first name? Just let me know on the chat applet. If there is anything else that you want me to call you with, please use the private chat and let me know how you would like me to address you. There is absolutely no communication gap because I'm not an Englishman. Yeah, I am not from UK. I'm not from US. I'm not an English born guy. I just learned this English language to communicate, but I am also familiar with Hindi. You'll know how I speak very soon. And I am well versed with Kannada, Telugu, Tamil. If there's any other language that you want me to communicate, if there is a concept that you want to understand better, feel free to ask. Because today, when you're watching a Hollywood movie, Spanish is introduced inside it. If you're watching another Hollywood movie, French is introduced inside it. It's a collage of all languages because everybody is getting together now, getting to know, saying that we're not only serving people who are with a native tongue, we're also serving people who understand various other languages too. And hence, you feel free because I'm in India and I happen to speak quite a lot of languages here. My Hindi is a little weak and very poor because I study third language Hindi there. You will get to know very, very soon. Okay, cool. That's a little bit about what you should do, do's and don'ts in the class. In case if you have a concept that needs to be explained differently. Okay, there's another rule of engagement. Keep the chat applet busy just like the way you're doing it. Yeah, very important because if you don't keep the chat applet busy, we will all doze off. Yeah, because I don't have PPTs to put you and sing you a lullaby and say, "Go to sleep, my babies, go to sleep." I'm here to work. So let me show you how to work and cut the PPTs off and do some live actions because that is what is important today. Because I can see that there is quite a lot of learning material available on lynda.com. There's quite a lot of material available on udemy.com, and of course there's a free source called youtube.com. Hundreds of websites, hundreds of videos being posted on various subjects. So if I were to collage everything, put them together, I don't think I'll have to be in any classes at all. So I am here to actually look at what the competition is doing and what we should really be training people on in understanding the subject very well. So I've done my homework in terms of assessing my own competition. Forget the digital Vidya, my own competitors in the marketplace who are doing the same bit of training programs. What are they communicating? Well, if you compare the training programs after you complete it, you will know it's a slice of bread. They're not giving you the complete loaf. If we want to give you the complete loaf right now and not just one slice of bread, replay that same slice of bread in different perspectives. Very bad idea because even if you break me down, beat me up, saying, give me only one slice, but I will still make you eat the entire loaf in the next 3 weeks to come. That's the rules of engagement. So let's go jump in. Thank you very much. Bharat, I'm going to go copy this as well. And thank you very much for your consent as well in terms of me calling you by your first name. Thank you. And you're free to call me by my first name as well. I am Nityanand Ramakrishna. I am not Nityanand Swami. Yeah, that's my SEO competitor. He's been there after he did that mistake. Pretty much everybody is actually searching for him. Ever since then, I lost my SEO credentials on Nityanand. That's my first name. Nityanandan Ramakrishna is my first and last name. So if you're searching online, please do search for Nityanand Ramakrishna and not Nityanand Swami. I have nothing to do with Mr. Swamiji. Yeah. So in case if you want to avoid that, you might want to say email trainers in Bangalore, and you will see the LinkedIn profile come in, the same LinkedIn profile that you have on my email on the first line itself. That's Nityanand Ramakrishna. I've been working with AOL. I've been working with a strategic marketing company. Today, I have a small boutique. I wouldn't call it a company, but it's a small boutique which serves a handful of clients like Cyient, Happiest Minds, DHL, Plush Plaza, Yulu, Social Panga, and quite a lot of other companies who have constraints on how to do email marketing. We help them get that objective met. That's all we do. Yeah. And we also, of course, come in and do some trainings here, helping other people look at email a little differently. And that's how we signed up with Digital Vidya. And we are blessed to now meet so many of you, knowledgeable individuals, working on a Sunday to see how we can learn digital marketing. Okay, good. That's about the introduction. So let's go jump in. Thank you very much. Email marketing. It's not new. I haven't discovered it yesterday. So we're not really learning anything new as such, right? Email marketing has been here for quite a long time. You wouldn't say marketing, at least you would say email as a channel has never been discovered by you or by me. So we are all grouping up together, brainstorming to find out how we can use this new method of communication. That's not the case. The channel has been here. You have been mailing out. I have been mailing out to quite a lot of people, and we have been receiving responses. But what about marketing? Well, the reason why we have to learn email marketing is because of this. Is because of this. Take a look on your screen right now. The reason why people are talking about digital marketing is also because of this. Look at the number. Look at the number. Huge amount, unbelievable number. Yeah. Now you might say, well, that's not the accurate number. Yes, I completely agree with you. Divide that by half, divide that by two, and now you get the number. Even then, the number looks even bigger. Okay, now what's the point there? The point is very simple. That means if these many people are online, it's a thumb rule for marketers to go back and fish at a place where the fishes are, not at a place where the fishes aren't. Right? So, whether you like it or not, it is a mandate now to be on Google search. It's a mandate now to send emails and communicate with them using that particular channel. It's a mandate now to have a web portal and allow people to come back and take a look at the web portal. Whether it is helping, Priyanka starting off her export business, or Arushi helping, father's business to get online. Either ways, here's your proof as to why you got to be online. These number of people actually browsing the web portals, these many people searching for exporters or maybe looking for something new information around that particular web, and they're doing this right now, this particular second. Look at the number of emails being sent right at this moment. Like I said, cut the number by half, or maybe get it down to divide by four, and even then the number looks even harder, bigger, right? So the reason why we have to be here learning all this is important, and here's the importance as to why. The fishes are right there. They're right now screening through all the information that the companies are broadcasting, and email has been one of those best channels that fits into your entire strategy. Now, I also know that the companies today have a very different perspective on strategy. The minute you say strategy, India, some of the students in India quickly come back and say email marketing. I'm talking about strategy, all right? They say email marketing, SEO, SMM, and they bring in a few other PPC campaigns, AdWord campaign, SMS campaign, WhatsApp marketing, blah, 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 blah. It goes on, right? But that's not strategy. Strategy is something that you want to do something, right? You want to get that message out to somebody saying that this is what we have as a plan to beat up the competition. So let's say the competition is selling a product at 10 bucks. You now want to sell your product at 5 bucks, and with a lot of additional features that you have for your product. So what you're likely to do is your strategy. What you're going to be, or what you're going to do in order to communicate this particular value of yours, is going to be a tactical plan, a tactic, we call it a tactical plan that you lay out, saying we will use email marketing to communicate this particular message out. We will use SEO to communicate this message out. We will use SMM, social media marketing, to send this message out. And hence, strategy is not what a tactical plan looks like. So here's what the strategy might look like coming out of smart insights. I think yeah, those guys label the strategy as a race. This is not the race that Salman Khan recently came in. Race one, race two, race three kind of stuff. No, no. This is a completely different race. Here's what it says: reach. How are we going to reach out to people? We need to formulate a plan, and that's the tactical plan. So when it comes to reach, you will quickly bring in all these mediums and say we're going to be using email marketing to actually execute a campaign, multiple campaign with the content strategy in the back end. There's a planning in the back end saying consumers don't buy instantaneously. For example, if I were to get that teacher, our music teacher, and ask music teacher to send a promotional email to Jaden, my son, right? He's wanting to find a teacher who can teach him a guitar, right? Proper guitar, like in, yeah, he likes to play that instrument. How do I find that teacher? Let's say Angelino sends out an email. Jaden picks it up, or Jaden's father picks it up, or Jaden's mother picks it up. Shyla reads that email. Do you think she will jump in and go ahead and sign up just because she's hunting? What do you think she will do? Angelino is sending out an email to a set of prospects, and she is wanting to see how many people sign up. What is the first behavior that you see? They thank you very much. They're going to be comparing, Nityanan. They're not going to buy. What do you think? Do some research online, Google, see who they are, what they do. Check and review about Angelino. That's Shruti's point of view. Absolutely right. Verify if she can really play that guitar and teach the 5 year old. Yeah. uh, Agnello, sorry. Agnello, right? So Agnello says, sorry, ma'am, I'm getting there. This is my first day with you. Very soon I will be very comfortable calling out. Customers review. What are the past customers have said about this particular, trainer, student? That needs to be reviewed as well. We have to compare, Shika says, unless there is comparison done, no one buys. Yeah, so there is a stage, they are now looking at the information for the first time. They would like to see who else offers similar services. They go back and scrutinize and find out if there is any comparison between the pricing, the offering, the features of your product or your services. They're going to compare. They're also going to do a little more research online to find out who else talks about this particular company and in what order. Is it a positive review? Is it a negative review? Customer rating becomes important. Jestyle calls it customer rating. What do you call, India Mart calls it customer rating, Google review calls it customer rating. Everybody wants to now see customer rating, without which they're not going to buy. So one single email going out to an individual, we are only expecting miracles to happen. Very simple, right? I see today brands which are qualified, great brands who have understood, been in business for quite some time, still do not understand this logic of how customers behave. Customers do not buy when you send the email for the first time. Customers want a series of emails to go in. So if I'm sending out an email for the first time, I might want to keep that as my promotional pitch. And out of the promotional pitch, some people actually open my email and read that email. They do not participate or engage in, signing up. Not yet. Another email goes into all those people who have signed up or maybe read my email, people who opened my email but did not click. So I'm going to go send out another email to all those people again, asking them to click some of the links and make them convert. They still don't take controlling. But maybe another comparison email goes out saying that this is exactly Agnello compared to five other teachers in and around. Here's how they rate. An independent reviewer says something and you're now pasting that particular content to them. Possibilities of those people who actually previously opened, chances are very high that they might want to see what the ratings were, and they now go back and see and compare, just like Shika pointed out, or Shyam pointed out. They want to find out the reviews, what they were and what those are in terms of the particular brand. Very similar to any brand that you can cut and paste. There is B2B scenario, there is B2C scenario, but end of the day, there is only one scenario here, H to H scenario. human to human scenario. Every human, whether he is a corporate business owner or whether he is a consumer, end of the day, they are human beings, and all those human beings have a very similar format of going back and exploring things, comparing, reviewing, waiting to see if there is any negotiation or pricing, and then finally deciding to buy. And hence, one single email going out and working as a miracle does not operate, does not work. And hence, a lot of brands who come in and pick up these mediums know the game very well, and they prepare a content marketing strategy. And the strategy goes in multiple aspects of email pitches, and they get that in order to reach out to people. Good. What about the A and C? Now, you said people are going to be clicking on the links. Where are they clicking on the links? And what are they going to do with that clicking on the links? Here we go. A, C come into action. What's in A and C? Act and convert. Now, who's going to act and who's going to convert? Let's go back and see. Let's see some emails here. I'm going to go take you to India first, and then I will take you back again to US and various other geographies as and when required. But for now, let's go jump into India and find out some of those emails. Ferns and Petals has sent me an email saying, "Hey guys, would you like to actually send out an email? Maybe there's this particular thing coming in." Janmashtami, something in India. India has hundreds of festivals to celebrate on. So yeah, there's one here. Would you like to send some gifts to somebody? And Ferns and Petals, I'm sure they must have done some homework in my back end based on my account. They know that this is the occasion. Probably I must have gifted somebody, and they pick up that particular thing and say, "This is coming in very soon. Would you like to send a gift? Would you like to send something?" And if this is what the message is, I'm going to go click the button. Let's say, yeah, I think this looks a lot more nominal. Yeah, so I'm going to go pick this up and say, let's say I'm going to go cart this. See who's acting and converting. When I click the button, it's called the call to action button. Ferns and Petals sent me an email. A call to action button on the email template says click here to cart the product. When I click on this particular product, takes me and leads me to a web portal, also called as landing page, a page that I fly and land upon. And now I can decide whether I want to go ahead and see whether the zip code is actually serviceable, and go ahead and cut the product and finish the buying. Now, who takes over? The act and convert guy takes over, most often the web portal or the landing page that you have decided to actually have, leading people back again to that particular portal where the conversion happens. Now, let's imagine that I did cut the product and I bought this product. What happens next? E comes to play. E comes to engage with the individual saying, "Thank you very much for your order. We have received your order. We shall ship your order in that particular time period." Engagement starts to play in the engagement. I think you will have quite a lot of emails going out. You will see emails again playing the role. SEO guys, we still haven't really used them, hasn't it? Because they stop at the reach mechanism, and they also go back into branding and other stuff. But most often, it's only the reach. They can bring in people based on certain keywords, and they bring into their web portals, which is like the landing page that you have discovered or programmed. So they go back to the landing page, and then the conversion happens. Engagement, there's only one channel who can do the magic, which is your email marketing. A receipt goes out, an abandoned cart message goes out. If you've forgotten your password, a password email goes out. Email brings back the same person on the same day back again saying, "This is a product that you last time sent. Would you like to replicate the same order? Or is it something else that you're newly looking for?" Emails all the way through. In the entire strategy that I can build up, called the RACE, reach, act and convert, engage, there's only one guy who can come in all places, would be email marketing. Now, why didn't we take up the SMM? See, I am a great follower of SMM as well. But the thing is, if you go back and understand the psychology of social media profiles, they are either there to share the button, click the share button, or maybe like button and comment. And the comment is restricted to ha 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 ha, great one, good shot, something like that. There is absolutely no way that you can ask them for a research material. You cannot ask them survey questions. You can't ask them 10 different questions saying, "Could you please answer this so that I can get a fair idea saying whether we are going in the right direction or not?" You can't. There's one more trigger that these guys have, which is if you have a video which has a wink. Yeah, Priya Warrior Sarkar is what I'm referring to. Priya Warrior Prakash, I think. Yeah, Prakash. If there is a wink, 4 lakh followers in just 3 4 hours is a miracle, right? That can also happen, but provided the content has a wink in it. If there is no wink, you can't really engage with social media profiles, and hence they are a sort of brand promoters that are sort of reviewers, like Shyam says. They can give you the review whether they like the product, not like the product, dislike the product by clicking some buttons, not really feedback. They can give you some clicking on the buttons, and based on the buttons, you know now whether it's a 3 star, 5 star. So some channels go too far in the race model. Some channels do not go too far beyond the reach model itself. But there's only one guy who penetrates into all of these: email marketing. Email all the way through in your strategy or the plans that you're creating up. And hence, it becomes very, very crucial that we will have to understand this email marketing module a little more closely to engage our audiences better. Okay, I hope you're clear with this. Give me a heads up. You know how your email marketing guy plays a role in the entire strategy plan of yours. Fantastic. Thank you very much. That's very appreciable that you are actually using the chat applet to say yes and no. Super. Good job. Good job. Good job. Now let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Furthermore. Now, if I have an audience pool of 5,000 people, let's get this. I want to reach out to many. What would I need? Using an email channel. I want to reach out to many. I want to reach out to many. What do I need? I need data. Thank you very much. Database, Bharat says. Thank you very much, Bharat. Yeah, database. What's the database? Any idea? I mean, for the students, if you don't mind. What's the database? Data can be information, right? Yeah, information, which is it also has an hierarchy. Email ID, Tarun says. Thank you very much. To make it simple, it's the email ID, and it has to be specific to the market that I want to reach out to. Email IDs of all those people who specifically are interested in something, or maybe I know that they want to. Data is not analytics in this case. Analytics will happen after we done something. For example, we played the game using a particular strategy, and the game is over. We lost the game. So you can go back to the game again to find out where the mistakes were, and then that particular analysis, maybe your analytics, you can call it as how did we perform, where did we fail, will be analytic. That is also data, but in this case, we need a set of email addresses. Thank you very much. Relevant messages to the target audiences, and we need content there in order to talk to them. Thank you very much. Then how do we narrow down your target audience? Thank you very much. How do we narrow down your target audience? That's something that you'll have to do over a period of time. You can't overnight get that done, because you start talking to prospects. Because if you see the way the thing goes, like in the flow goes, you talk to a handful of suspects. Yeah, we absolutely have no clues whether these guys will buy anything out of our portal. So we talk to those suspects and find out who the prospects are. You talk to the prospects and convert them to become customers. You talk to the customers and you convert them to become your brand promoters. Brand promoters, because they give you testimonials saying, I'm very satisfied with this. There's awesome support system in the back end. Most often you will see it's not the product that they speak. They will always speak about the support system. They will always tell you saying that they are ever ready to answer emails. They're ever ready to answer phones. If you have a problem with the software, they will come in, jump in, and help you get the job done. That's all they will talk about, but they have never ever said that the product is exceptionally good compared to the entire industry in the marketplace. No, because there's 100 competition for every product that you have. So if your support system seems to be playing the role, looks like people only remember that piece of the information and they start promoting you. So the journey begins by picking up a bunch of suspects that we think possibly would buy the products from us, and we start marketing to them, and then convert those people into becoming our prospects by by, analytics will quickly say whether the person is clicking on the links, what type of links did they click on, and based on that, you know whether the person is actually interested, not interested, and then move furthermore in the journey. Okay, good. But isn't the database generated out of interest shown by customers? Thank you very much. That's a big question now. Whether we're going to be going after the data based on the interest already, or should we pick up a handful of people, just randomly go ahead and Google search them? Give me a second. Sorry, that was the cough guy, so I had to pause the microphone. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely right. Supriya is calling out saying, shouldn't we really gather information by their interest level? What is she trying to mention here? Oh, well, let's go back and see what she really reflects on. If I go to Google and ask Google a few things here, let's say I want to go on an incognito window. I jump in here and say, Google, could you please help me find black shoes? I am looking, I have a desperate need for a black shoes and I'm looking for black shoes. Look at some of the brands which are trying to promote black shoes. Now, when I look at the brand, by default, there's clouds of information that comes in based on what I've been reading, reviewing, what customers have said, what happens on social media. I have a lot of knowledge about what this brand is, right? Because when you buy some technical products out of this, let's say we buy a washing machine, right? And you call the support system at Flipkart and tell them saying, hey guys, we bought this from you. Could you please send somebody to install this particular machine? You know what the answer was? Where did you buy it from? Okay, so we said we bought it from Flipkart. And you know what the answer was from the company? We will come back and evaluate to see if the product is genuine. If the product is genuine, our team will set this up for you. If the product is not genuine, there will be a challenge. There's a conflict of interest here because certain brands have no clues what type of vendors they're working with, and that could be another constraint for us. So, in my case, what I'm trying to do here is to do a quick evaluation of where I can buy. That's exactly what Supriya is saying. So if you have any interest of buying a black shoes, you go to the place that you're familiar with, you're comfortable with, your trustworthiness that you have developed with the brand, and then you go and pick up that particular brand. Let's say I pick up a shoes. I I pick up a shoes. Stay with me. Uh, okay, so I randomly pick up one, and yeah, Ash Puppy seems to be the best ones here. Okay, so that's all we can. I mean, I can see. So I'm gonna go click the button saying add to cart, and the next element would be, would you like to register? Because if you're carting this product, I need to ship the product. So please tell me who you are, and that interest level is already captured. And I'm going to be asked email address, I'm going to be asked phone numbers, and quite a lot of other details before I cart the product and complete it. Okay, now that's something that you might want to see as people who you're communicating with, and then those people give out email addresses and furthermore information. That adds to your database. That adds to your database. Email ID is equal to our databases that we're reflecting on. Databases. Now, Supriya's point of view is this. Now, it's also called as inbound marketing. Inbound marketing. Inbound marketing. Is that a suspect here that we actually reached out to? And the answer was not. The suspect actually came looking for a product online, and then they found something which they are reliable. I mean, they found it reliable. It's reliability and all that is a brand story that is created in your mind, right? It's a perception of a brand, and that should be lived up to. And it's all about single point of touch points that they create, and the trust factor goes up a little higher. If I had ever not encountered a call like that, I would have still trusted the Walmart brand, and I would have continued buying products from there. But since that particular logic sits in my mind saying there could be fake products too, buddy, be careful about buying products from there, I do not have the trust now to go back to that brand anymore. But I definitely want to see all the places that I bought so far from Amazon, all the product, including my Mac computer that I'm working on today, is bought from Amazon. So if based on that particular trust, I depend or I choose the brand that I want to work with, and I go back and tell them saying I'm looking for a black shoes, send me the black shoes. And furthermore, I keep getting emails from Amazon and I keep buying. So that's one way of getting in people or leads. But there's another way. Why are people ignoring the other aspect of prospecting, the other aspect of lead generation? See, when a customer calls your company and says, I'm interested in this product, that's a warm lead. Warm lead. The person is already interested and they're expressing and interest, and you pick up all the details of theirs, and so you can stay in touch. But what about the cold calling? What happened to the cold calling? Oh, well, that's still existing, but it's not really spoken more about because not many know how to use that cold calling mechanism. Because if you take a closer look on Google and all those people who have read these books, uh, hold on, I'll show you. Permission based marketing, and that particular knowledge is already in their head. So that's exactly why Seth Godin made a head. I think I don't know if there's a purpose behind it. This is Seth Godin writing a book on permission-based marketing, and put that thought in the minds of people. Now everybody looks at permission-based marketing because it's easy to convert. There's no sweating at all. The person is interested, go back and show the product, the catalogs, and they will choose whether they want to buy from you or maybe somebody else. But there's no struggle there. There's no cold calling. There is no making an entry proactively. The person came in there, you have not done anything at all. But when it comes to marketing, we will also have to proactively reach out to people, and that's going to be somewhere like this. Let's say I want to sell that musical classes to some of those audiences that are close by to my vicinity. So I pick up Google and I go to Google and say, Google, this applies only in certain geographies, not on all geographies. We'll come to those in about 10-20 minutes from now. But stay connected. If you're going to be proactively reaching out to people, there are different means. I'm going to be talking to Google and saying, Google, could you please point to LinkedIn? Focus on LinkedIn only, right? LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, I would like to see anyone who says music, or they've been making a mention of music, residing inside Delhi. Okay. And I would like the contact information, please, like Gmail account, because that's what they use on most of the public portals, isn't it? They don't use corporate accounts here to build a profile on LinkedIn. LinkedIn goes, finds out if there's any music business professionals, music programmer profile, best music trainer. Okay, so you can associate with some people who are in Delhi already. If they meet your requirement, you can partner with them and say, come on, I'll send you some leads out of Delhi. You go ahead and conduct that particular classes, and I get a percentage of share. Okay, I go on. I pick up a handful of emails here. It's only restricting me to 10. So I make a few modifications here on Google saying, Google, could you please go back and change this 10 to 100, please? Move the slider from 10 to 100. Scroll down again and click the button save. Google is going to save, confirm the preferences saying, it looks like you're not a human, but please verify. Do you really want to see 100 results? If so, please tell me that you're a human. Yeah, I'm going to go say that I'm going to find these things and say I'm a human. I'm supposed to be finding buses. Stay with me. I'll pass this exam and come out. Crosswalk, sorry. Um, all right. Traffic lights again. Traffic light. I failed, I think. All right. Uh, am I done? Yeah, I think so. There you go. I passed the exam. I come in. Yeah, now if I scroll down, I can see 100 results. No problem whatsoever. Now I know there are email addresses here. I want to communicate with all those email addresses. And how do I do that? Control A, Control C. Windows operating system 95. Yeah, Windows 95 has been training us on Control A, Control C. So yes, I copied Control A, Control C. Get to a website called Email Reaper, which reaps out all emails or rips out all email from that particular thing that you copied just now. The simple procedure is paste whatever you copied in the input window, uh, paste whatever you copied from the input window, paste it here, Control V, and then use any comma separated value to differentiate your what do you call delimiter, and then click the button saying extract. Okay, there you go. 96 email addresses of possible people within the vicinity of mine. having this logic of music connected, and now I can quickly make a pitch and talk to those people in India, because the laws very clearly says I'm okay to talk and make a cold call, provided I give them the privilege to move out of the list in case if they don't want to hear from me. Okay, keeping that in mind, I pick up those 96 people, and if I scroll down furthermore, I'm sure there must be 4 or 5 pages more. Yeah, there you go, 5 more pages. So 96 multiplied by 5 more pages is the total amount of data that I can have with just one location called Delhi. Now, if I make a few more modifications around these, I will get a few more. And then I'm okay to make a cold calling email and ask them saying, would you be interested to partner with me in various locations? Well, if the answer is yes, well, let's go back and see the procedures on how you can partner with me. Job done. That's exactly how you make a cold calling as well. Supriya, this is a thought process that is around for inbound marketing, but there is something called as proactive reach and also called as cold calling. And if you ask any salesperson today, they do not completely depend on marketing leads. Not anymore. They always have their own policies to go back and fetch more opportunities by themselves. They do their homework, they do the target profiling, they go back and knock the doors without any consent and find out saying, would you be interested in picking this up? And that has always worked for the sales individual, not only looking at inbound marketing where you get a call from a customer. Give me a heads up if this is clear. One question. Could you please send emails to dropping into inbox a promotion in Gmail? Yes, we're coming there. You're jumping the gun. It's all part of this program. Stay with me, Priyanka. This is how it is all scaling up, slowly, gradually, right? And you see 30 people here, no? See, very soon there will be only 15 people left. There will be only 15 people left in the group. Yeah, why? Because now it's very comfortable for them to look at information from this broader perspective. Yeah, there's a lot of room for breathing. 30 people inside the room today, and I want you to keep a close watch on that particular attendance sheet, and you will see very soon as we come here, it's going to get a little tougher for you to breathe, and you will start saying and making so many excuses to jump out of the class. And then when I take you inside this pinhole, oh well, there will be only one or two who's actually going to sustain that, because here there is no breathing whatsoever. You'll have to come out of this pinhole, and that's when you will be called a professional, email marketing professional. If you're floating around here, which is what we're doing right now, this is okay, easy to breathe. Yeah, that's the information that we're covering. Very soon we'll take you there in around promotional folders and various other folders. We're coming there. Stay with us. Stay with us. Keep this triangle in mind. Very soon you will see the attendance drip very drastically, because this material is not made for everybody. It is when the mind is ready, your material will arrive to you based on how you prepared your mind, wherever, whatever stages, whatever levels you're in. Can you take us through the Reaper again? No, sir. The entire module is on record mode, and you will definitely go back and take a look at that video one more time, because there's more information coming in. This is just the beginning. Stay with me. Thank you, sir. I am asking about the promotion. Yeah, I'm coming there. I'm coming. I'm coming. No, it's definitely not fast. I'm coming. It is there in the inbox placement. We'll come there when the time comes in. For now, let's gather all the inputs in terms of what we require, what we needed in order to do the communication. We were revolving around the databases. Every one of you said database is important. Yeah, databases can come in from two different perspectives. Inbound marketing leads, when people call in or people come in and fill up a form, that's your inbound marketing. There is another approach that you can take, which is proactive reach, and proactive reach can also get you email addresses. And as you could see, Priyanka also makes a mention saying the next element would be that I will have to look at email content. Did somebody make a mention of email content? Okay, what is the next element that you would need? We got the database. We got it out of LinkedIn. We got some warm calls, warm leads. People calling us. We have the database. Do you think I need something else in order to do my magic? To send out an email? Database is in here. Okay, there you go. An appropriate content made for that particular individual. Thank you very much. We need content. We need content. If the content is not okay, people are going to jump out of your list. People are not going to be part of your list because they don't like the content that you're sending out. A catchy headline, a catchy title, a catchy subject line. Very important. Without the catchy subject line, people are not going to open up your email. What is Imali saying? Let's go back here. Ferns and petals. Does the brand, is it familiar? Because we are all victims of familiarity, right? So is this brand familiar to me? And the answer is, yeah, I know Ferns and Petals. Okay, good. What are they offering? Goes back into the subject line. What is the second subject line right here? There's two subject lines. Subject line number one, subject line number two, which is also called as pretext. If these titles and catchy headlines are not done appropriately, possibilities of the person opening up your content to see what's in there is going to be bare minimal. Very limited number of people will actually have a chance to read information within your email. So a catchy subject line will definitely cut it out, saying that this is what we are trying to refer to. The relevancy of that message will ensure that the person clicks on that particular link and moves on to different landing pages that you're creating. Landing page, somebody may mention a call to action button, a waiting name. I don't see a name, but I'm hoping that you have a name as well there. Please try and put your name in, it'll be nice. See, a waiting name says call to actions are important on that particular content that you're drafting, and of course, a landing page link leading back to those people saying that this is where you need to buy. Alok it is. Alok says a call to action button is very crucial in this case when you're drafting the content. Absolutely right. So we got to get the content in. We got to get that beautiful template design. And once the template design is okay, you can go ahead and define those call to action buttons. When am I going to learn this? Well, this learning is going to come in on the third module for you. Third module. This is about the content. How do I create those designs? How do I create those call to action buttons? How do I link those templates? How do I move them to a landing page? How do I define all of this without having to code a single line? Third module. Third module. Third module, we will sit and work around those template designs and see how we can connect them one by one, and also look at the process that we're going to be adopting. Various automation functions available with certain softwares. We'll show you how to get that done so that you don't really have to manually sit down and send those campaigns out, trigger those campaigns out, but you will be able to do it with just one setup. And this, like a clockwork, happens by default. On the third module, we'll spend more time on that. Okay, good. Do I need anything else apart from the database and content in order to execute my campaign? Do I need anything else to send my campaign out? Are we missing out on something? Let me see what you have to say. A marketing copy, a strategy. Without the strategy, we're not going to be even looking at the databases. So we got the databases, we got the strategy, we got the marketing copy, we also got the subject line, we also have the headline one, two, three, and we need the software. Thank you very much. What is Priyanka making mention? What is Priyanka referring to? Why is she saying a software? What software? Why not Gmail? We have Gmail software, isn't it? So let's go to Gmail and find out if Gmail can do the magic. Gmail, come here. Priyanka is saying that we need a software, a specialization software to actually send the campaign out. Do I really need that while you're around? And the answer is no. Yeah, look at this. I can quickly say to, maybe a handful of people. Let's go back and get that database, control A, control C, copy, paste. Okay, now I have all those 96 people pasted here and I can shoot a campaign out. To know how many people are acting on that email, you need a software, Nityanand. And that's what Priyanka is making mention. Shaim says. And the answer may be right or wrong, but I need to collect furthermore proof here as to why you think that the Gmail cannot cut it. I pasted all my emails here. I can see it's all belonging to certain people here. As you could see, yeah, look at them. The profiles are coming out, which means it's not dead email addresses. They're all working email addresses. Now I need to send a campaign. So I have a subject line here. I'm going to go paste the subject line and also copy the content and paste it back here in the body and hit the send button. But Chaim says that we need to know something beyond. We need to gather information. We need to gather analytics. So analytics, without analytics, what's the point in shooting out the campaign? Fantastic. Fantastic. Who does marketing like that anymore? How many people open, clicked, whether they reflected on your content, not, is a crucial element for marketers. And the answer is absolutely right. Bang on target. Tracking and understanding whether these people really like your product or not, like Mr. Giri says, where Isai says, very important, this is crucial today in business. We don't shoot in the dark anymore. Okay, good. Thank you very much. So, which means as marketeers, I don't know who's doing the training here. You're doing it or I'm doing it. That's why I don't call myself as a trainer. I'm a facilitator because you already know what to do. So, we need, thank you very much. How do we track this? Yeah. Cool. Alok says, hey guys, what are you talking about tracking? How do we track this? I need to know. Sure, sir, I'm coming there. Stay with me. So, what we've gathered so far is if the content and data is ready, we also need to look at the software, and the software can be a Gmail too, but Gmail has restriction number one: I cannot see what happened with my email. Yeah, you can send the campaigns out happily, fantastic. But do you know who actually opened your email? Do you know who liked your content? Do you know who clicked on your link? And the answer is we have no clarity. It happens on Outlook. It also happens on Yahoo. So most of those service providers who are giving you a platform to access your free Gmail accounts and Yahoo accounts do not have the functionalities to show you who is actually clicking on your emails, and the analytics is missing. And according to Giri, he says understanding that is very very crucial for my business, and a software to do those analytics is very very important. That's when there's one more element that we need to know. Okay, now let's say I am going to be a blind marketer. I'm a blind marketer. I don't want analytics. Consider this example. Play with me. Consider this example. I don't want analytics. Can I still send those emails out? Can I still send those emails out? Cut the analytics out. Do you think I will still be able to send the campaign out? What do you have to say? What would you say? Yes? No? You thinking? I made you think, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. You all said analytics. Yeah, yes, you can. Thank you very much. Yeah, Sambit says, yeah, why not? Analytics, if you're kicking it out, sure. No, Gmail would restrict you with the number of emails sent, Bharat says. And Shaim also agrees with that, saying, no, 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 not happening, my friend, not happening. Think we can send only 500 emails, so there's a restrictions on the number of emails you can send. Okay, cool. Let's go back and evaluate this particular point of view. If analytics is not the only measure, I think Gmail also has certain criteria on how many emails you can send. According to Priyanka, you can send 500 emails in a day using a Gmail account. You can't go beyond that. And if you see what Bharat is saying, the number of emails that you send to a user or given assigned quota to a user per email ID is very limited. And hence, you can't just send the campaign out, Nityanand. And the answer is absolutely right. So, A, I can't use those platforms like Gmail because there's limitations. The limitation or the restriction is that I cannot send too many emails in one single flight. What is the limitation then? Here's what Gmail has to say. So, according to Gmail, Gmail says 500 is good. I think you're all supposed to be joining Gmail so that I will be having flexibility to send more campaigns. 150 emails per day from Gmail to other domains. Now, what does other domains mean? Yahoo.com, Hotmail.com, Outlook.com, corporatedomains.com, other domains. 150 emails restriction. What about Gmail accounts? Well, just like your Vodafone to Vodafone is absolutely free, or your Airtel to Airtel is absolutely free. Similarly, these guys also have a leeway on the number of emails you can send from a Gmail user. 1,000 emails per day from Gmail to other Gmail users, or should I say, to Gmail users. So if it is a Gmail to Gmail account that you're trying to send out, you have credits around 1,000 credits that you can use in one single day. That's your quota. You can't go beyond this quota. Now let's go back and do the math. So if there's limitation number one, software can push multiple templates, emails. Think so than the limit. Absolutely. So the softwares have to come back and save you from this particular trouble, provided your email database is beyond 150 as a list. The database that you spoke about earlier, the database must be over and above 150, and your requirement, like Giri said, it has to be around the tracking. If the tracking and sending more than 150 is important, then you have to definitely meet the other guys. Call the email service providers, ESP, email service providers. Who are these guys? What do they do? We need to know that basics. Yeah. Once we understand this basic, I'm going to take you to phase one, phase two. We're still on phase one right now. Okay, phase one, I need to know who those email service providers are. Okay, good. Let's go back and see some of those names here, well known names in the marketplace. If I come in here and take you around, pretty much all of them, either an ISP or email service provider, Constant Contact, Mad Mimi, your Mailchimp, Aweber, Sendinblue, and hundreds of them. There's not just one or two that I can see. There are Amazon SES is already there, beating up everybody else on the other side. Absolutely right. Amazon SES is around giving you SMTP platforms to execute campaigns out. And look at all these names right here. You can see most of them. SendGrid is around. You can see Mailchimp is around. You can see Comcast in some places as an email service providers too. Google ISP, ESP as well. ListTrack is around. Litmus is around. Marketo is around. Marketing Oracle Marketing Cloud, also called as Eloqua, is around. Campaign Monitor is around, and quite a lot of names. So I'm going to push these names out because there's no one single competition. Remember what I said earlier? If there is one product that you're trying to sell, there are 100 competition for it already. There's only one way that you can beat them up is by doing something beyond what the competition is offering. Goes by that five circles that you offer, right? Generic circle, you will come into what do you call generic circle, potential no expected circle, generic circle, expected circle, augmented circle, and potential circle. So these five circles, you'll have to do certain activities there, and only then people will consider you as a business. If you don't do that, they're not going to be considering to come back and work with you at all, because they need to see some differentiating points. And if these all of these people are in the marketplace still earning dollars after dollars every month regularly, you bet they're doing something different. Because if there is no differentiation, we will be settling down with Maruti 800 long, long time ago. But why are there so many car companies? Well, each one works on each element, right? One works on luxury, one works on economy, one works on design and style, one works on speed, one works on comfort, one works on sound. Yeah, it goes on, right? It's a continuous process. So each one picks it up. If you want to learn more, I think that's easy as well, because we are looking at marketing here. When it comes to marketing, I think it's called differentiate or die. Differentiate or die. That's the rule given to all the marketeers. I have a purple bound book. I think they have come up with the orange bound book, and the red one I think is the new one, right? I have this old one, which actually speaks about differentiating products and services. If we cannot differentiate a product and services with a minute level of detailing, it can be my calls will be answered in less than five rings, can be a differentiator, because you will turn the business around, because most of the competition doesn't, right? You write emails, you're on the chat applet, no one responds to your email. But here on the other hand, you're saying, if you call my business in five rings, if we don't answer the phone, well, we don't want your business, we'll pay you back your money. No, that's exactly your benchmark that you're setting. Call it augmented reality or augmented circle, or you're calling it as your potential circle, which is your USP, unique selling proposition. So very important, and when that's one of the reasons why you see quite a lot of people here in the marketplace offering you a platform. What is inside it? Let's go take a look. Alok, I hope you're following as well. What's inside it? So let's go and take a look at what's inside. I'm going to go show you some faces now. Let's say I jump in here and bring in one of the platform. Call this as campaign monitor. Campaign monitor. All right, we'll be back, is it? Okay, so they write servicing 2nd of September. Okay, I will not be able to show you this today, but I will show you something else. Come with me. I think mail. This is an email, a short email that I sent you earlier, like, asking you to say, hi, hello, and this is me kind of introduction. I think only two people responded back. Was it Shruti? I remember. Shruti wrote back saying, I eagerly look forward for this email. There was another email that I came in, I forgot the name, but definitely yes, only two people responded to it. 16 of them actually opened that communication. I can show you the statistics right now. Here we go. This is the email I sent, and I can see who actually opened my email and who read my email. Uh, Sanjay Rohit is on Saturday, so I'm gonna go jump this out, not you. Um, but I got the Sunday batch here. Here we go. I think this is your group's name. All right. These many people, only 10 people I can see here. I'll have to download the Excel file to see furthermore. But you can get a fair idea saying I can make out who actually opened my communication and who actually clicked on that particular link. Eight of them chose to click on that particular link saying, I opened it. Yeah, I'm sure, sir. I'm sure you did. No doubts. But I'd have to download the document here because it only captures only 10 footprints around on this particular dashboard. Well, one of those constraints here with this platform is that it only displays 10 people. It can't go beyond 10. Yeah, I will have to download this CSV document to see who exactly opened it. And I will also download this particular piece, which is telling me who clicked this particular emailer, which is the link that they clicked on, and how many people did their homework to find out what legislations, what rules and regulations apply. You can see seven unique clicks there, which means seven people clicked. One or two people clicked it multiple times. So that's the analytics that Giri was making a mention earlier. If we don't have these analytics, there's no point in sending out a campaign at all. It can be a small handful of people that you're talking to, but it's very, very crucial that we go back and see what's happening with our campaigns. Good. So, a platform that you're looking for from an email service provider provides you with analytics. Okay, let's go to another. Should we jump out and pick up another? So, let's go. Come with me. Okay, I'm going to take you to another platform and let's see how those interfaces look like. Here we go. Here's how they like to keep their interfaces. Different monkeys, different what do you call features, different ways of showing up the dashboard. Some have menu bars in the top, some have menu bars on the left hand side. But end of the day, monkey is just showing me all the softwares, right? The softwares are monkeys. Yeah, we designed those monkeys to play by them, and now they're saying artificial intelligence, those monkeys will take over human job. I am okay. I'm helping all humankind, saying think more because very soon, whatever is replicable by by a computer, AI is already taking it. Artificial intelligence will take that particular job. But thinking, I don't think the monkeys can do it. So the monkey here is saying, okay, now this is how I would like to show the database for you. Would you like to see all those people who actually clicked on your link, which is like my prospects now? They're not my suspects anymore because they've been clicking on my particular links, and I can go take a look at the statistics one more time. Okay, now there are some other monkeys. Like in most of the monkeys now allow you to go ahead and create a beautiful looking template by just dragging and dropping. You can develop template designs, creating campaign template designs, and you can also derive the call to action buttons there, which we will spend more time on MailChimp on the third module. But here, to give you a quick gist, this is exactly what the software does. Do you have any doubts on the statistics here? If you were to see the statistics a little closely, let me know if you see something different. And if you want me to elaborate on those, do let me know. How many of you know what's an unsubscribe? What is an unsubscribe? Yeah, ask Supriya, she would know this because she is a inbound marketer. Subscribe. People who come to your portal, which is your website, people who come to your portal and say, I would like to stay connected with you, send me more emails. And people who say unsubscribe, that means all the answers right now. It's a bad news, get out, right? Not interested, get out. That's exactly what you're telling the brand. I mean, when you hit the unsubscribe button, you're saying, don't come into my inbox, get out of here. Okay, it's a kind of blocking people from coming in. That's Rupa view. Do not wish to see your email again, gentlemen. Get out is what Shyam is saying very politely. But end of the day, an unsubscriber means they just don't want to be associated with your brand anymore. Take me off the list. Okay, your audio is breaking. I'm definitely not mine. How many of you agree that your my audio is breaking? Oh yeah, no audio also. Is it? It's fine, but sometimes in between it does. It's fine now. Okay, okay now. Yeah, but it's all green here. I don't know. How do I, how do I tell you? It's all green. It's all green. That's the indicator for me saying my internet is fine, and I'm definitely not downloading any movies, nor watching Amazon Prime. This is the current bandwidth, and GoToMeeting requires 4 MB. 4 MB. I am feeding GoToMeeting a lot more bandwidth. 93 MB is the current speed. Yeah. So let's say I underplay this. I'm in India. So divide that by half. We still are managing with 45 MB. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. I hope you understand that game. Let's go back. Let's go back. It's fine now. Thank you, sir. Okay, unsubscribe meaning people move out of your list and they don't want to hear from you at all. What about the bounce? What about the soft bounce? What's that soft mein baise bounce? Maybe Digital Vidya hasn't provided perfect infrastructure. No, so they are. They are. This is not Digital Vidya's infrastructure. This is GoToMeeting's infrastructure. Okay, cool. Now, what's the soft and the bounce? ये कैसे? Okay, yeah. Why does it bounce and why is it very soft? Email address is wrong. Yeah, that is going to be hard. It's hitting back on your head right there, and it's going to hurt everybody. Inactive email address. Bounce is an email that is not working. Okay, emails which are temporarily blocked. Thank you very much. That's the right answer, Arushi. Thank you very much. The rest of you, all of you who said that bounce is like a dead email ID, a non-working email ID, defines that it's a hard bounce. But the definition for your soft bounce is what Arushi is saying. Okay, now let's go define this hard bounce and soft bounce. Uh, Analytics is what you want to recall here when it comes to MailChimp as a platform. Of course, they give you a platform to create templates and design templates on the fly. But more importantly, analytics is what we looked at as the most important piece. Here's the bounces for you. Bounces coming in two varieties. One is a hard bounce and the other one is a soft bounce. Arushi is already pointing out saying that the soft bounce means that there is something wrong with the email temporarily. It's not that it's a permanent error. It is a soft bounce because it cannot handle the email right now. Okay, and the hard bounce is all the explanations that you've given. So I just have to copy and paste all these explanations, which means inactive email. That's it started off from how much time users spend. That's a very good analytics, Alok, but we cannot really see them on Google Analytics. Yes, you can, but definitely not on the platform analytics. Yeah, looks like you're a great fan of Google Analytics. Okay, so I'm going to go and quickly take this piece out because it doesn't define the hard bounce. It is the right answer for the soft bounces because that's what we were recalling. Let's see this. A hard bounce is a dead email ID. A dead email ID, which means the person doesn't exist there at all. Which is a hard bounce, right? Which means when it bounces back, it's going to come right on your head and hit you, and it hurts you as well. Along with the email service provider who provided a platform to help you send the campaigns out, it hurts their reputation too. So hard bounces definitely causing a lot of trouble for email service provider as well as your reputation with the email service provider. Something that the marketers have to really work very hard to see which is a working email ID and which is a non-working email ID. Very crucial evaluation before you send the campaign out. What about the soft bounce? Soft bounce is when the email ID is a working email ID, but currently the mailbox on the other side is full. Yeah, how can you get inside when the mailbox is full? There's no space at all in order to go inside, and hence the mail waits there saying it's a working email ID, but I can't deliver it because the person is got no space to deliver this email. Hence, it's a soft bounce. Does it cost when you get a hard bounce? It costs you in indirectly beating up your sender score or reputation score, and that's where the beat is. We'll come to that in detailing on the second module, Sambit. For now, just know it will definitely hurt you. And how does it hurt? Coming in on the second module. Stay with us. Okay, so email hard bounces will definitely be a cause of concern. Pardot has a very limited number of email hard bounces, 5%, I think, hard bounces from Pardot. Marketo, HubSpot, 5%, less than 5%. If it is over and above 5%, they're all email service providers. They do not want to be associated with you at all. Even if you have millions of dollars, they don't want to give you a panel. They don't want to give you the software. In Priyanka's words, if I were to borrow, right, software to help you do the campaigns, not allowed to go if the bounces are, which is hard bounces, are greater than 5%. But on MailChimp, it's greater than 10%. If you have greater than 10%, MailChimp will kick you out of that particular panel and say, thank you very much for your business. Don't even think of coming back here. Okay, that's about certain service providers, how they treat hard bounces on the databases here. Soft bounces are always considered soft, and that's why it's soft. There is no hitting hard on the reputation of the sender or the email service provider, because they take it very lightly, because the working email ID is not in a position to deliver because of the constraints of inbox placement, which is like the space is not there and hence it can't be placed in. Okay, give me a heads up if it is clear. Hard bounce, soft bounce, all well? All right, T. Thank you. There's one going out. Yes. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Fantastic. I think that's good to go. All right. So you know how the email interfaces look like. Email service provider. Let me show you MailChimp as well. This guy, you'll have to spend a lot of time around this guy. So get acquainted with the monkey called MailChimp. It's a chimpanzee. I call him a monkey because pretty much every software I call it a monkey, including Linux, Windows. Windows is a weird monkey, but normal regular monkeys I'm talking about. I know the weird monkeys, I know the smart monkeys too. I work with the monkeys. Yeah, my work is to always work with these monkeys. Okay, come. This monkey says, in order to use my platform, go check the pricing. Okay, because it's very crucial, right? Free account forever. You don't have to pay a single dollar. That's why we are actually using MailChimp now. The reason why we brought this into the module is because it's all free. You can always go ahead and check your skills. You can create a platform. You can chew up the platform, which is buttered up, making a mistake, and then go create another. And you can do all of that, since it's a free account. And then you have restrictions on the number of emails you can send on a free account. Only 2000 email addresses you can bring in into the platform, and once you bring in the 2000 email addresses, you can send 6 communication in a month to those 2000 people. That's your 12,000 limit. 6 emailers going to 2000 people on a free account. If you have more data, you can always click this particular calculator and count your number of emails that you have and what is the cost that will be incurred in case if you want to use this particular platform. If it's a 5,000 email addresses that you're wanting to send out, it will cost you $50, and it's an unlimited emails that you can send within a month to 5,000 people, anywhere between 2,701 to 5,000 people. Okay, so that's exactly the function of a email service provider. Now, I think we're done with the basics. Time for you to go. Time for you to go back and step into the phase number two. Now, ladies and gentlemen, looks like the entire market thinks that email marketing, the minute you call the word called email marketing, they always look at these three elements: databases, databases, template and content design. Of course, there will be quite a lot of variations there. Call to action buttons, the titles, the header, a catchy subject line. Fantastic job, well done, right? And then they always look for a software or a tool and they close the job, which means everything done. Meaning that's all email marketing is. Why do we have to take that as a first module? Let's push that to the last module. I've heard this from Mr. Kapil saying that your modules are normally, which is email marketing. I'm being referred to as emailer. So email marketing is the last module people want. You know why? Because it's very simple. Is it? Isn't that what Buddha said? Ignorance is a bliss. And I agree. And I so much agree. Yeah, because if this is all email marketing is, I think every Tom, Dick, and Harry can get away with that. But the answer is for the aware one, the one who is aware of the entire process. This is not it. This is not it. Drop to 27, 28, sir. 20. I'm just advertising saying I'm going to second floor now. The minute I mention saying second floor, people will jump. Wait, sir. It's not time yet. Wait till 11:45, 12:15, 12:30, and then see what happens. Okay, so it's very crucial to see the entire process and find out, are there any other elements involved in this process? because it's not only this. If it is this, I think the Montessori kids coming out of Montessori, especially Montessori kids with M3 level, these guys will be able to function this. Why an MBA? Why a BTech should look at this information a lot more closely? Okay, because when you go back into the landscape to see the email marketing channel, here's how it looks like. You're looking at the email marketing channel, which means you're going to go, like Einstein or somebody else said, the great man said, if you were to solve a particular problem, you have to be 1 inch taller than the problem. Okay, now I'm not saying 1 inch taller will give you a macro view like this, but you'll have to have an eagle's eye perspective on where you're working and what you're doing, and then you take a macro level look at what is happening here. Look at what you are working on. If you were to send a campaign out, you need a tool, you need a software. The software will enhance you from the number of restrictions that you have with various free service providers. They provide you with a platform to code HTML designs without having to code a single line. You can just drag and drop and design your content. You can create call to action buttons. You can do analytics using that particular tool. And now you need an email service provider. You brought those guys in. Choose based on your preferences, pricing, feature, the value that they give you, the support system they have. You pick up, because end of the day, all of them work on the same thing. Get the emails out. That's it. There's no other objective there, isn't it? So features matters more as to what kind of features that the other service providers bring in. You make a choice. And then you come to the database. Supriya will always go to the inbound database. She will say, no, 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 call calling nahi hota hai. Get that inbound data for me. I will do the campaign. Supriya will start doing that. Priyanka or maybe a few others, Giri and various other, will come follow my logic and say proactive reach is important, cold calling is important. So you get the database here. So you get the data, and then of course catchy subject line. We have some content writers and psychologists and plenty of other people here. They will go ahead, look at the content and what we are talking. What is it aligned with the relevancy of the audience? And you pick up all of that and shoot the campaigns out. Here's what happens: goes inside black hole. Yeah, I'm sure you must have watched the movie called Interstellar. If you haven't, please watch Interstellar movie to understand black hole, or watch the TV series called Wormhole, done by Morgan Freeman with his amazing voice. Right, goes in the black hole and then suddenly comes out. Fortunately, yeah, this is a great black hole. Comes out and lands up into junk folder. Lands up in the junk folder. You know what? When we send out a campaign, well, let's go back and do a little homework here. Okay, come back. Did we do this campaign only to send this email into junk folder? Definitely not. That's not our objective. Where was this objective? We had never kept that objective saying send all emails to junk folder. Now Priyanka who also brought in another point. She said, when did I said that my content is actually a promotional content? Who on earth is actually classifying my content as promotional content? That's a beat. That's a challenge. Now you see, the game is not about sending email. The game is a lot more in planning, strategizing, getting and choosing the right service providers to play with, and then getting the content right. That's another thinking activity which the monkeys will not be able to do. So we got to do all that thinking, programming, planning. How do we know who went? Who created that? Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I'm also waiting. Stay there. It's a suspense. Suspense will come in only when the time comes in, right? So you'll have to wait till it's unveiled. Shika, stay with me. I'm coming. I'm coming. Somebody murdered it. We need to know who murdered it. I'll show you the culprit very soon. But first is prime suspects. Prime suspect number one, there could be something wrong with the email service provider. There could be something wrong with your content and design. There could be. Or there could be something seriously wrong at this phase here. Somebody in between is altering the course of direction. Who are these guys? We need to know. And look at these people. They are smart people here. They are receivers. Now imagine for a moment that we got our email in promotional folder. Gmail, according to Gmail, inbox is not one inbox. Gone are the days when we were looking at email as a inbox placement, meaning only one inbox. No, according to Gmail, there are four inboxes. Yeah, promotional is one of these inboxes. Social is another inbox. Forum is another inbox. Update is another inbox. That's exactly how they would like to call the inbox as inbox. Now, is that wrong? The right and wrong answer lies in a context. Let's go back to Gmail now. Gmail, why did you do all this, Gmail? Why are you messing up with us? Yeah, so let's go back to Gmail and ask Gmail, why? What happened to you? Snowden comes out, back in story. Remember Snowden, the guy, the whistleblower? He came out. He came out in public and said, "Hey, Amazon is watching you. Your PayPal guys are watching you. Google is watching you. Facebook is getting every information out of you. They know you lot more than you know yourself." No one paid attention. Google paid attention because Google was already reading our emails, isn't it? So Google had to do something. Here's what they did to find out. Navigate as soon as you log on to your Gmail account, navigate to the top right hand corner, click the clog wheel, like the gear sign, click the gear sign, and then scroll down to settings, click the settings, and this is not a commonly visited window, so go navigate to the inbox placements here, the tab there, inbox, click the inbox. We want to read the other junks, but we'll come back and read them. For now, let's pay attention to this particular button. See what they have to say. This is consumer saying, not but this is what we already have activated. Use my past actions to predict which messages are important to me. Oh, that answers Snowden's question, isn't it? Snowden said Gmail is reading. So Gmail had to do something. Yeah, because if where can they get the evidence saying no, we're not reading. No, they said okay, sure, we're reading. Yes. Who has set this particular preference button? You. And by default, all Gmail users have this button ticked. And what does it say? Passing out the entire access to Gmail controllers, Gmail algorithms, and saying, Gmail, could you please watch my actions and tell me which mail is important for me? And then accordingly place them into whichever preference folder. Right? If it is a promotional folder, go ahead based on the content, read the content, identify if there is any promotional words inside it, offers, discount, images around. Yeah, if those things are there, please place them into the inbox button folder. If I'm deleting certain emails, ensure that this person never comes into my inbox, never comes into my inbox if their email is being deleted. Google algorithm learning your behavior. On top of it, what is the catch for Google? Why is Google being so very kind to create algorithms to make your inbox a lot more clutter free? Nothing, no free coffees here, because everything has to be with the same logic of what's in it for me, what's in it for Google. If they do it well, they know what is your content. Are you traveling today? Who are you banking with? Your bank statements are coming into Gmail account. Yeah, sure. Who are you banking with? What's your current balance? Statements will also be there, isn't it? Yeah. What's your bank account number? What's your latest transaction that you did? Are you traveling today, or are you traveling in next week onwards? Or if you're traveling to Taiwan, let me show you some banner ads of Taiwan so that you can pick up some hotels or restaurants or maybe resorts. I can show you some examples out of the Google AdWord campaign. Yeah, they're reading all this information, and we volunteered and said, "Welcome, Gmail. Please help me with that." Well, Gmail is actually going to classify this. Priyanka, do you have the answer now? Okay, cool. So when it comes to Gmail, Gmail has its own preferences, and of course, there are super geniuses people here who are actually clicking on those buttons and saying, "Yeah, go ahead, read my content, tell me which is important, which is not important, and accordingly place." And based on my behavior, move certain emails into junk folder too. Don't worry. Okay, good. Are there any other reasons for this email to land up into junk? That's crazy. Welcome to the club. And that's why Snowden becomes even more important to see and watch and see what those guys were doing. GDPR, I'm sure you must have heard that term at least. We'll come back and discuss that in a little more detail. But just know, GDPR was a great rescue for these guys. People who never paid attention to any of those settings in the backend, GDPR rule regulation in the European region came in as a very good rescue for them to go back and see what kind of data is being taken by Facebook and various other companies. Well, GDPR also cannot do anything if this button is activated, isn't it? If I'm in UK and sitting with this button activated, GDPR will say, "Yeah, why don't you just go use your brain a little bit?" And that's the training that they will have to do to all UK customers. Then, well, of course, Gmail will definitely be penalized for it, and I think there's a blog for that which says the highest penalized companies so far. If I were to just move this article back to you, yeah, when you get time and when you have your mug of coffee, just go ahead and read that particular article. You'll have a fair idea saying what is the biggest fine so far, for companies. Blow up the fine the fines in the history, the highest compliance issues and the breakdowns that happened in the year 2014 and of course 2000 and 2017 is when Gmail had to pay, Google had to pay a hefty fine. I am sure they will do their best to actually recall from this particular number. Though it sounds a bigger, larger number, I'm sure they must be doing a lot of work to come out of that. Good. Well, we don't want to study the compliance. Come with me. Inbox itself is a little harder for us to work around. Why on earth is this Gmail again, after this Gmail preferences and all that we understood? Why did this email again land up into inbox? If at all these people weren't doing that setting, is there any other chances of this email to redirect into junk folder? Answer lies in the Bermuda Triangle or the black hole. I'm going to unveil the black hole in the Hollywood style. बॉलीवुड में तो वो कार आना है उसको this guy has to slowly slow motion make it down and then quite a lot of music in the background, but this is Hollywood. You'll have to find out who's a hero, who's a supporting actor here. Yeah, so come with me. You see the twin brothers. They're twin brothers because I copy and pasted it. Yeah, so I just copied this guy and pasted it and labeled them as cop number 2 and cop number 1. So if I were to do a reverse engineering, if I were to just do my reverse order evaluation, I see there is a corporate firewall which could cause the problem. What's a corporate firewall? Well, IBM wants to make sure that people who are receiving emails on promotional, 5-day offer, 50% offer, come with me 10:30 in the morning. Where they are not looking at my business people, I mean, helping my company customers. Instead, they're sitting down and working on Flipkart.com and buying product. So, IBM or Oracle or Infosys will go ahead and install a firewall, preventing emails or such kind of promotional emails from getting into people's inbox during that particular time, a specific time, maybe 10:30 to about 1:30. Don't send any of those emails, and 1:30 later send all those junk back again to them. Let them do whatever they want, and thereafter stop, block again, because they'll have to pay attention to my customers and not sit down and buy and cart product. Corporate firewall. And that system, you don't have control, I don't have control. We'll have to just work around the timing a little better to overcome this particular challenge. What about the cop number 2? Or let's see what this guy has. He's got a big list. Yeah, remember what we were talking about. Will hard bounce beat me up? And the answer is yeah, of course, hard bounce will beat you up. Yeah, there's more things to beat you up as well. If you go back and see, the content can beat you up. If the content has some words which are not appropriate to be used on an email, if it looks like the previous spammers who have used the same word, chances of email landing up into spam folder very high. Which means if I'm selling a pharmaceutical product which sounds like what do you call enhance this, enhance that, that's the kind of emails we got in 2007. And if those emails are replicated back again in 2018, possibilities of email landing up into spam is very, very high, depending on the content. The content is based on images as well, based on links as well, based on the kind of codes you draft as well. More details coming up on the second module. We will jump into each of these details in micro level and understand them deeply. Today, your work is to only absorb the label and know the reasons why an email could land up into spam folder. Because today, we are not only looking at the pre-launch activity as email marketing, we are also looking at the challenges that people face today, that the emails are directly landing up into spam folder, and the marketers need to know why. Here are some reasons. Volume could be a problem. So every IP address being allocated by an email service provider has a certain limit on how much they can carry. Maruti 800, four-seater. Now, we don't have to really think hard there. Four-seater only, yeah. If you break that particular rule, that means you're breaking the entire manufacturer's rule and carrying more load. You're not supposed to be, because if somebody catches you who's checking on the compliance side of it, they'll definitely hold you responsible for breaking that particular rule. And that's the volume level. We'll study more in second module. Percentage of spam complaints. You've been sending happily spam, emails and emails. People have been happily reporting spam, and that's not a good history you want to have. Since the history is very bad and very poor, that the percentage of spam has been really increased to very high. Now this guy will quickly label your email saying regular spam complaint email addresses, send that to a spam folder. So what is the ratio? Is it one complaint, two complaints, or many complaints? Or is there a 20%, 30% market? So what is the percentage here? Second module. Blacklisted history. Yeah, you can get into blacklisting if you were to do something wrong here. Like you play loud music and with the loud what do you call, with the heavy load, and do all that violates the rule and come in here, he is going to blacklist you for violating certain rules. Similarly, there is black blocklist or blacklisting. Now, the blocklist or the blacklisting is to prevent you from doing the same damage again, so that he can cut shorten the resources that he has. He has to go back through all the processes to find out whether you're a good sender or not. But when he has you on the block list, work becomes even easier for him, saying, "Oh, you're on the block list, right? Get to the spam folder." Okay. Engagement. You send emails and those people don't click on those emails. Yeah, you're sending happily emails, but these people don't click or read emails. I have no clues why people send emails to people who don't read your emails at all. So at least four emails will tell you saying that this person is not really reading your emails even once. Why do we have them on the database? Because marketers today love the database so much, they don't want to shrink the data size. For example, 30,000 is the database. You send campaign 1, campaign 2 to campaign 4. And when it comes to identifying how many people read your email, only 10,000 people have been reading your email. What about the other 20,000 non readers? Can we bucket them separately and do just one campaign in a month, one campaign in a year? That thinking is missing. They will still continue to send 30,000 emails to the same guys, and the reputation starts to beat up because engagements are very, very low. Talk to people who are interested about your product. I have no clues why we talk to the person who's not even looking at you. I mean, they're not reading our emails. Why on earth are we sending out emails? I have no clues. But again, that's the practice that you might want to come out, because engagement seems to be an issue as well here. Quantity counts here. It's not about either number. Yeah, we'll have to come out of that old school and come back and say, even if you're talking to a bunch of people, 15 people, and we got to continue doing that. Now you might say, Nityanand, is that really in reality our company is really doing that? Come with me, I'll show you what Lucy is doing. Lucy is from the United States. She works for a company called Seven Lakes, right? Seven Lake Technologies. Let me show you what Lucy does as a marketer. Okay, Lucy, where are you? That's DHL sending spam emails now. Uh, Wait with me. Yes, Lucy. Lucy says, Nityanan, I like the way you're sending out emails, but I think you need to really work on the list a little more. I don't want all these companies. Yeah, this is Lucy. Yeah? Lucy saying, Nityanan, I think the list needs to be worked on. She's surprisingly calling me Nithi. I don't know. Yeah, but she seems to be okay with that name. Yeah, please remove all these companies out. I don't want to talk to the entire mass, and that's like my entire database. Yeah, there you go. Out of the window, thrown, delete button. And if you scroll down furthermore, she says, if possible, see this. See this. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Here we go. Please find more contacts relevant to these companies alone. Don't want the entire junk. I don't want to talk to the entire world around who we are, what we are doing. I want to talk only to these specific companies. And if even there is four contacts or eight contacts in each companies, I'm fine with that. That's the world, today, in terms of how marketing has gone from macro level marketing to micro level marketing. They don't want to talk to the entire Mars saying, please come, we are here. Yeah. So we got to really think harder. Shika also says, yeah, that's absolutely true. We have to really work around it. And the students, I'm not saying it, you can see the group here agreeing to the point, saying, yeah, absolutely right. Get out of that macro point of view to micro point of view. Okay, let's go back and see what the cop number one has to say. We'll come back and do a detailed reading on the second module here, please. Just know that there is a universe connected to all of these. We need to uncover all of those universes on the second module. Very similar to what we're doing today. Okay, let's go to the cop number one. Here's what this guy says. Show me Aadhaar card. Show me PAN card. Show me voter's ID. Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. I mean, to make it simple, SPF record, DKIM record, DMARC record, PTR record, वो सब दिखाओ. Yeah, today I think if you go back and apply for one thing, they ask you all of these, right? You know, not just the Aadhaar card, voters card hai, driving license hai, PAN card hai. Yeah, you'll have to give all the copies now and say, yes, this is me. I am a guy working in India, living in India. Yeah, they stopped Satguru right at the checkpost in the US. He makes fun of it. I mean, Satguru is awesome guy. So he really has a gala time there saying, yeah, I'm being blocked because I have same question. Yeah, absolutely. What's SP? I'm coming there, sir. I'm coming there, ma'am. I'm coming there. Ma'am, let's get that one thing clear. Unless I cover the point in detail, I'm not going to skip this. You're in a very different class altogether. Yeah, and you're with Nityanan. Yeah, you're with Nityanan. Just get that in your mind. I am not going to skip anything unless you have a complete thorough knowledge of any of these subjects. Right? We're going to come there in some time. You're working with Nityanand Ramakrishna. Thank you very much. Sure. Right. Cool. Let's go. So, if the identity is not being established, if the details that you're providing is not matching with who you are, they're going to block you. That's the reason why they're saying SPF and DKIM. The other part is compliance. Yeah, GDPR is in UK, Castle is in Canada, Canadian anti-spam law, Canada, and US has Can Spam Act 2003. India has nothing. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I said if you're in India, you can apply this, but if you're in the US, you can apply the same string, no problem at all. But if you're in Canada, you can't do that. No, no, they want Supriya's logic. They want warm leads only, people who have expressed interest, only that can be applied. Supriya was calling out loud, very clear, saying, hey, 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 that's not the way marketing is done now. We have to get the consent of the individual. Happens only in Canada, applies only in the European region, all European region. Don't only look at UK. We are looking at EU, European Union. Every land that is covered under the European governance will apply GDPR. Okay, cool. Can Spam Act 2003 is very clear in terms of what you can do. They are okay with explicit permission and implicit permission, which means people with consent and people without consent. No problem at all. And that's exactly what you can do with certain geographies. We have to study this guy in detail today. That's our role. So let's copy and get to the platform and let's deep dive because Priyanka and all of them are already getting desperate saying वो SPF क्या है यार क्या है SPF दिखाओ SPF आ रहा हूँ मैं अभी SPF दिखाएंगे थोड़ी देर में. Okay, SPF. So what is it? Questions that we need answers for. What is it? Why is it existing? Who told this to be existing? Yeah, I mean, who made this? Reason to be a validation point. Who did this? Who did this? And how? Sorry, who? Yeah, it's the same thing, just that words has to follow in the right order, I guess. Who did this? And how can I configure this? You have to get answers to all of these. And that's when you will say that I completely know what SPF and what DKIM or blah, 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 blah is about. So, what is it? Okay, what does it stand for? Let's go to our encyclopedia and get that encyclopedia to put to work. Encyclopedia, come over and let me know what's in SPF. Yeah, and how to overcome this compliance. You'll have to play by the book. See, what they're saying is, do you carry Aadhaar card? And now there is no how to overcome. You can't, if you're asking me saying, can I have a fake Aadhaar card? And no, 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 no. That's not what I'm teaching you. I'm trying to say, carry an Aadhaar card. If you carry another card, you're being let go. Don't ask me questions around how do I overcome that challenge? How do I work around? Yeah, how do I jump? And no, 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 no. Aadhaar card meaning proper government का seal डाल के एक आधार कार्ड चाहिए बस उतना ही. Sir, you with me? I hope you got the point. So come with me. Yeah, absolutely right. Don't ask me and don't put me on Crime Patrol series. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday you'll have entertainment and I'll go through a lot of work around there. Crime Patrol. सतर्क रहो इस गाय से जो डिजिटल विद्या में रहता था सबको सिखाया कैसे पैन कार्ड को स्किप करना है. नहीं नहीं, bad idea. SPF in email marketing because there's something else on sun protection something. So SPF email marketing, if you type together, you can now see that there is sender policy framework is an email authentication standard developed by, don't worry, AOL benchmark guys, long time ago. And yeah, so that's email in terms of SPF, sender policy framework. What is that? Well, it is going to authenticate the sender saying, "This is who I am." Are you who you are? Is what your PAN card says. I mean, yeah. For unfortunately, a PAN card is okay to give a clarity to the guy whoever is evaluating, saying that this is who I am and I reside in this particular place, and my bank account also has the same PAN card. Okay, very similar to that. The identity of the individual is being established here. Identity. Why is the identity so very crucial in this email marketing? I mean, whoever's identity is, it still should be okay, right? But why are they paying so much attention to identity? Yeah, look at those. 3 years back, what happened? All Windows operating system people said something very important. Very important to see that they all said, "I want to cry." Yeah, look back again. Yeah, they said that they named the virus saying, "I want to cry virus." The security levels, thank you very much. The security levels on each of those operating system, which happily embraces viruses, Windows operating systems and viruses. What a relationship! What a relationship! That's been ages and ages ago, right there from that point in time to now where we are. There's been a beautiful relationship between viruses and Windows operating system. And hence a lot of people said, "I want to cry," and they also called it ransomware. Where did that happen? Well, an email went in, penetrated into the cops, just like Bharat said, skipped. Yeah, they did everything by the rule book. Because when you're creating a virus, what's the thumb rule for a virus creator? Make sure that it is not spotted by any antivirus. I repeat myself again. When a virus hacker creates a script to create or form a virus, the thumb rule that he operates on is to make sure that none of the current antiviruses will be able to even sniff to see something damaging. Okay, so he got that right. And then he sends out an email. Cop never sees anything. He allows it to go because he also had an Aadhaar card. Email goes in to the consumer looks at some information out of curiosity, which is normal with the human beings. They double click on the PDF document. Since they were not on a protected environment like Windows, I mean Linux, they happened to damage their current system, and they opened up a virus there, calling out to a completely different network. Let's say I'm in Cisco, I'm opening up that PDF document, entire Cisco is now at the hands of the hacker. Okay, so yeah, there are quite a lot of examples. There's bank heist. There's hacking. Highest amount being hacked so far from a bank using simple logic. A casino was recently hacked 3 months ago. Through how? An aquarium. I love this. Through an aquarium, which was automatically with on internet. They had this particular device on an aquarium inside the casino, and that device work was to connect to an internet and automate the flow of air, the bubble flow, right? So that was automated, and it was an IoT device, internet of thing device. It was connected to the Wi-Fi, to the same network of the casino. Somebody spoke to the hackers, spoke to the aquarium, and aquarium compromised the entire network, and now they could hack the entire casino. Had no one ever walking in, no footprints left, nothing at all. And hence security today seems to become a very, very important concern. Now, it's not only to prevent the person and take a look at how we can stop them, but it is also to go back in case if this guy is being blindfolded and you happen to land up and the trail has been found here, which is we call it as digital dust or digital footprints. They gather back and trail back in the reverse order to find out where you originated. If those trails are not found well, there is no way that one can get in close to you. How can they find out? Let's go to an email and find out how it is. Let's go to Gmail, and I open up an email like Funds and Petals, or Fresh Menu. Okay, click the drop down menu right next to your name, and you can see mailed by which company, signed by which company. Okay, so which means there is a company's header information which recalls who has mailed this email and who has authorized this email to actually be sent. Oh, fantastic. Now, if this trail is good enough, in case if send, fresh menu is trying to send me a virus and I happen to ignorantly, am I showing you wrong things right now? Okay, so let's go jump in and show you some reading material. Food material will take you to kitchen right now, so let's stay focused on this. Here we go. Fontaine, literature to read. Okay, somebody sent me an email. I clicked this email and I happen to compromise my entire network, and I report this particular email to the cop saying, please come back and review. When the cop goes back and checks the same email, he can find the footprints as to where it originated from. Signed by somebody, mailed by somebody, and that somebody needs information. Like I said, this is client perspective. The clients can see this, they can get away saying, oh, okay, mailed by signature is around. But for you and me, we'll have to solve a puzzle. So we got to do a little more homework. Come with me on the top right hand corner, click the button here, which is the drop down menu, and then click the button which says show original. Now you can see the definition for mailed by. A mailed by is an SPF signature carrying the IP address of the individual from where they are originating. SIM card number, SIM card number, already identified. Now, IMEI number needs to be tracked because, according to Crime Patrol, I'm a great fan of Crime Patrol, by the way. I watch and I wait till that scene where the cop says to the other guy, saying, "Mobile number tracking पे डालो or IMEI tracking पे डालो." बस हो गया काम. I mean, I hear that word, and then there is nothing else to be looked into. Everything is sorted by itself. So here's the IMEI number of the device which actually carried that particular IP address. Job done. You watch Crime Patrol next time when you get a chance, right? They're coming back again, I think. Since the July 23rd, they stopped telecasting, but they will be back again on Sony Network. You will get a chance to see that. A SIM card number, IMEI number, DKIM records. What's a DKIM? Domain Key Identified Message. Domain Key Identified Message. That's it. We'll come and see more after your break. By default, I'm supposed to be giving you 30 minutes break, which means I can go take a 20-minute power nap and get up and refresh and come back to class. But in the last 5 years, I think this is the sixth year, I think. In the last 6 years, we haven't really done that. And you will get to choose how much of break you need. 10, 15, 20. Choose the number, type that on the chat applet, and you're free to go on a break. Would you like a 10-minute break, 15-minute break, or a 20-minute break? And I have to depend on the number of votes I get in. 20 it is. You made the choice. Jump out, and we see you back again at 12:10 my system clock. 12:10 my system clock. Bharat, if you'd like to skip your break, probably we can use the break time to show you what you were asking. Think about it. Or you want a quick 10-minute break, finish up whatever you want to do, and then be back soon, and then give me a ping. What's the time? My system clock. 12:10 my system clock. We shall return. 20-minute break. Rupa. Ma'am? Wards. Yeah, that's the wards, I think. Okay? Yeah, okay, call. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Bharat also jumped up. Anyway, we'll see you back again at 12:10. 12 to 12:10. 12:10. Oh, ma'am, too late. Voting closed. शिखा, अभी कहाँ वोट डाल रहे हैं आप? इलेक्शन ही खत्म हो गया. सब लोग ब्रेक पे भी चले गए. How did I get there? Where? Why is there a delay in you responding? How did I get there? Is it this one? Okay, I can show you one more time. So you see my screen. Maybe this is what you're trying to refer. I open an email and I can see this top right hand corner. You see that button here? Click that button and then click the button saying show original. And that's all I did. So when I click the show original, it shows up this particular IP address and the domain key identified mail signature. Okay. Get your break and come back soon. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Where's some somewhere? Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Here, me too. Me too. I haven't left. 2 more minutes before we begin because we've already announced saying 12:10. I'm sure there will be quite a lot of people. So, a question: can you see just the basic? Ma'am, hold on, ma'am. I just have to copy this. Poor eyesight, So, bear with me. Just come back. Right. Copy. See, poor insight is, poor sight is actually leading us to bring in so many platforms, isn't it? So, which is a nice and a good and a bad thing. Can we receive just on the basis where we are located, even if we have not subscribed for it? Yes, ma'am. All right. So you're talking about the email. In term, should I cover this? Yeah, I think we're still okay because just 1 minute before it begins off, right? Okay. So let's say if I am in a particular geography, let's round it up and say I'm in India. Okay. Now, if I'm in India, there is absolutely no guidance given for marketeers saying that this is what you can do and this is what you're not supposed to be doing. And hence, I think I have the liberty to do whatever I would like to inside this particular interface, which is since geography doesn't have any logic on, where to complain, what do we do about this particular emailer. I'm okay to actually send a campaign out to people in India. But the minute I shift to another geography, here it becomes a little more crucial to understand the rules and regulation because these guys have made up those PDF documents after documents. There are close to about 100 things that they have drafted GDPR guys saying that this is what you need to be looking at. So GDPR in the UK, and now it becomes very crucial if I'm going into this particular region. We have to really study their rules and regulations. If we don't understand or read through the regulation, we will have a challenge. And that's like drawing a Venn diagram, isn't it? So India connecting, you in India, your business connecting with UK, please adhere to GDPR compliances. And if UK had to adhere to something, then we better have something here so that UK also adheres to some of the rules and regulations. That's when a Venn diagram comes in. Currently, we are looking at regions operating in different perspectives, and since they have their own rules and regulations, we are made to abide by the rules and regulations there. Nothing else. A VPN can change the app. Wow, super technical. When did this happen, ma'am? I thought you were just a writer, musician, and a trainer, but looks like you're a hacker also on the other side. Okay, cool. Let's see this. Here's another face. A VPN can also. I am, sir. Yeah, fantastic, ma'am. Lovely. A VPN can change the IP address of the person sending the email. In that case, a virus comes in and there's no trail at all. Is that the logic that we need to apply, or can this logic be applicable in this particular scenario? Now, when it comes to IP, I'm not a ma'am, I am a sir. Sorry, Angelino. Sorry, that Angelina Jolie is actually doing all that mistake. Sorry about that. Yeah, Angleno. I will try my best to remember this. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. D'Souza will be fine. I think that'll be better. Okay, Mr. D'Souza. All right. So if you go back here and take a look at the IP, the IPs are of different classes. They call it classes, right? So one class will be to only broadcast messages. So IP, let's say IP classes. I'm going to give in simple forms in terms of how you understand them. IP classes. So each class will have a job function to do. So one of the classes will be for browsing IP, which means supply internet only for browsing. And if you want browsing as well as mail service, mailing, you got to have that port 25, port 25 to be opened on the particular IP address, and that's for mailing. Okay, so each IP does a certain performance. Now, when you bring in a VPN, most often the VPNs are used for browsing and not for mailing. So the minute you bring that guy in saying, I'm going to be using a VPN for mailing out, you will never be able to send a single email out. Okay, so which means you're not in a position to actually send the communication at all. Okay, now you will also have another question in the back end saying, if this logic were to be right, then what's the point in having a VPN? Okay, now for that, I think you should go back to this particular understanding. So let's say this is you, and let's get your internet. uh, I mean, without that, I think there's absolutely nothing. It's a very simple Word document, and there must be a printer here. You start printing and typing. I mean, very close to a typewriter. But the minute you connect this guy, wow, the world opens up. The world opens up. It's a completely very different interface now. This, of course, people have started writing books around cyber psychology and cyber effects, because this is supposed to be another universe that a person gets into. Okay, cool. Now you got the internet in, and of course, there's an IP address connected to this particular internet. So let's get an IP here. IP. Okay, because each internet access that is being allocated to you is being tracked by an IP address. You can check that out if you go to Google, and let's say Google, buddy, come fast. Okay, so come in here. Google what my IP. Don't worry about the grammar. What my IP, and it will quickly tell you what your IP address is. So this is like a browsing IP, depending on what service you bought from your ISP provider. So it must be a browsing IP or a mailing IP or whatever money that you're paying. According to that, they give you this particular service. All right. Now let's go jump in. This is you. What are you trying to do now? So what's your purpose? Well, I want to do bulk mailing. And you know, bulk mailing through Gmail, not possible. Bulk mailing through email service provider, definitely possible. So what you do normally is to go talk to a server on the cloud. So you will ping www.mailchimp.com using your laptop here, open the Chrome browser, and then you type in www.mailchimp.com, because Mailchimp is a cloud platform. It's also connected to internet, and now it's available all over the place. You're talking to Mailchimp. Now let's say ESP Mailchimp. So MailChimp picks up and says, what do you need? Go ahead and create an account. If it is based on certain number of emails that you're sending out, I'll provide you with an account. So what you're trying to do here is you're going to be using a VPN or a virtual private network or any other network of any sort. You use that particular network to only access www.mailchimp.com, and then create an account on MailChimp.com and say, MailChimp, you have the infrastructure, right? And the answer is, yeah, I do. And I can send out emails using your infrastructure, right? Yes, that's why I'm asking you to pay me money. Okay, got it. Can you do me some mailers? I'll create a template, I'll upload the database on the cloud platform. You do the campaigns for me. Would you, monkey? And the monkey says, sure, that's why you pay me for this particular service. And when the email goes out, it carries the footprint of certain people, footprints, footprints of ESP plus the brand. But you can make a choice. You can make a choice because the footprints can be of two varieties: footprints of ESP only or ESP plus the brand. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's go back and take a closer look at this. Very good question, Mr. De Souza. Fantastic question. Stay with me. It also is a transition into what we were discussing earlier before we went to the break. We're looking at SPF records, but this is a beautiful context that Mr. De Souza contributed. So it's nice to go ahead and take a look at this particular flow here. You're here, you're accessing. It's got nothing to do with your IP address at all. Because let's say I'm booking a air ticket in British Airways. You got the ticket online, you booked it, and you're flying to US tomorrow. Your British Airways has sanctioned the ticket. Everything is done. So when the date comes in, you have to arrive at the airport. So you take a Ola cab or a Uber cab and arrive at the airport. when you go to the, to collect your boarding pass, they do not ask you as to where you came from or how did you come from. Did you come taking a Ola cab, Uber cab, or did you drive by your private car? Or did you fly? Or did you have a parachute? Or did a drone drop you? No, no, no. They just want to know, have you made an online booking? Show me the ticket number so that I can prepare your boarding pass. That's all the question is. So, similarly, they don't want to see where you arrived, how you arrived, whether VPN, non VPN. End of the day, they are going to be landing up into www.mailchimp.com. From here, the infrastructure that we're going to be using is what is going to be tracked in. Footprints will be of two types. Number one, it's only ESP. And how do I find out using the SPF records that the footprints are only ESP's footprints? Let's go jump in and take a look at that. I come in here and I type in info plus plaza. I get some emails here, click the email, and I want to pay close attention to the header. Click the drop down menu, and you can see what I can see. Do you see what I see? Mailed by signature cmail19.com. Signed by signature, which is the DKIM signature, cmail19.com. Gentlemen, could you please type in cmail19 and tell me on your Google chart and tell me who that person is? Is it a service provider? Is it a brand? Is it like a e-commerce portal? What is that? Could you please dig a little bit and let me know? Thank you. Yeah, just type in CNAME19 on Google and see what footprints you get in. It's unsafe. No, no, don't on the domain somewhere. You shouldn't go on the domain there. Just open up Google and type that in. It's an email error. Okay. Oh, all right. Email error. Right. So let's see. CMail19. Is that what it said to you? Because I think, yeah, you're either doing something wrong and not looking at it like this. Correct? Try and do this, please. Open Google and then type that in Google. I did the .com. No, no, no. You shouldn't. Okay. Oh, you did the .com. Sure. Well, let's do the .com. cname19.com. Okay, but it brings up a web portal. Did you go inside the web portal? Okay. That's probably going to be, yeah, private connection. Let me go in. I'm okay. So it says, sorry guys, we had encountered an error, but it actually has a domain. But you should also, yes, they did not redirect it right. They haven't redirected it right. Maybe I should show you another example then. Stay with me. Stay with me. MC serve. This guy does it well. MC serve. Search. Okay. Okay, so those are all MC serve, MS, no, MC serve 0 something. That's your MailChimp guy. If I dare to do, seems like you have typed MS. Yes, ma'am. I saw that. Um, I I just need a MailChimp guy to come in. Stay with me. MailChimp. Okay, I think DHL, right? DHL uses MailChimp. DHL and okay, so it's all going in there. All right, I got it. Okay, let's go. Let's go. But I can't show you the server numbers with any other application because Gmail is the best guy to show you that. Let's see this. Oh yeah. Okay. Good. So this is exactly what I was looking for. Come with me. Come with me. Click the drop down menu, and now you can see that mailed by Mandrill something, and then of course it says Mandrill app. So they've gotten that particular piece. Okay. Cool. Now you jump in here and copy that and paste that onto Google, and now you can see it's going to API Mandrill, and Mandrill is going to be part of MailChimp account, and hence we know it's a service provider. Mandrill is a part. You click this particular button on Mandrill, and it will take you to MailChimp account saying please create using a MailChimp account, and that's exactly how you can track to see where it is coming in from. So the footprints when the email service provider sends out a campaign, he normally gives you two options. He says, use my vehicle, which is my hardware, my footprints, my configurations, my settings, everything done as per the rule book. You can go ahead and ride with that, and the arrival will look like it's coming in out of a taxi arrival, because it's got no footprints of your brand. But we will definitely ensure that the deliverability will be at the maximum level. We will, because we've already configured all of these IDs in there, and wanting to make sure that no errors are made in the SPF and DKIN. So CNAME 19, who's sending the campaign? Plushplaza.com. But if you were to really look this in a different eye, here's how I would say: taxi arrival. What's a taxi arrival? Well, the car belongs to them, the hardware system, the IP address belongs to them, the domain belongs to them, everything belongs to the owner, including the chauffeur. The chauffeur or the driver who's actually going to be plying you from one place to another is also provided by the service provider. CMail 19, CMail 19, CMail 19. Give me a heads up if you understood taxi arrival. How would you track a virus or a hacker who's using a VPN? I'm coming there, Mr. D'Souza. Stay with me. I'm coming there. Stay with me. Yeah. No, you did not understand. Okay. You did not understand the taxi arrival? Okay. Now, what's the brand name on this? Samit, jump in and tell me what's the brand name? Who's sending the campaign? Who's sending the campaign? Plush Plaza, right? Fantastic. Now, if Plush Plaza is sending the campaign, shouldn't the signature also match with Plush Plaza? Is it matching? Yeah, absolutely. It's logical, isn't it? But why isn't it matching? Because you're using a service provider. And when you're using a service provider provides you with two options. One, ride free without taxi arrival. Chauffeur is ours, hardware system is ours, everything is ours, including the domain names are belonging to us. Ride on it. That's all we've seen so far. Is that clear now? So when your brand name does not match with the server's name, that means you're going by taxi. Taxi arrival is just an analogy, and the answer is yes. It is an analogy to explain out saying that it's a taxi arrival where your car doesn't belong to you and the chauffeur is not yours either. You're only using that to ply your campaigns out using this particular signatures of theirs, IP addresses of theirs, domain of theirs. You have to do nothing but create a MailChimp account, shoot your campaigns out after they say that your data is uploaded and the template is ready. As simple as it can get. The other arrival, now, which is the other footprints that you leave behind for the cops. Now, if you go in here and look at a private car, now I want you to pick up examples of Zoom car. The concept, I mean, the entire industry is changing, right? Look at that Zoom car's value proposition. They say hire any car. Yeah, you can get a Benz, you can get an Audi, you can get whatever you want to. Just go back and call Zoom car, and the car will come. And once the car comes in, they're going to just drop the car at the dropping point that you pick up, and from there, you're the owner of that particular car for the moment. You're renting out the car, and you will be driving the car. Okay, so that means it's a private car, but the car, which is like the IP address and the hardware system, doesn't belong to you, but you're only a temporary rider. How does that email look like? Come with me. I think you already seen it, but let me show you another. Let's go in here and bring in that. Okay, so this is some brand he has, right? Pratik. Digital defined spelled wrong. Digital D is some weird name they had. Defined. Okay. Yeah. D and the FYND defined. Okay. Yes. YND. Thank you so much. Yeah. So digital defined sends out an email, and recently I think they made some changes, but still, let's take a look at it. Okay. I think we got the right one. Take a look. Mailed by, which is SPF records of the email service provider. The car is mine. Driver is digital defined. Driver is digital defined. Very clear indication saying it's a private car arrival where you're hiring out the hardware system, but not the chauffeur. The chauffeur is actually the domain name, and hence your from email ID looks like going out of your domain name. Pratik at digitaldefine.com, and digitaldefine.com is the domain that's carrying out. Domain key identified mailer, DKIM. Ladies and gentlemen, are you still breathing? Am I making it easy? Can you tell me the difference between the mailed by, signed by? Yeah, I'm coming there. We're coming there. We're going to do that more in detail. Come with me. Are you getting the labels at least? Are you getting the label? Are you getting those analogies? Still alive? Yeah, absolutely. Good, good. Glad to see you. I'm trying my best to give an oxygen supply there. Stay there, stay there. The one who endures is the one who actually wins. Anyway, looking at this particular arrival, you can see that the company has gone ahead and told them we will use the second one. You give us your SPF records, we will authorize our own domain to actually ride on the SPF record, and hence the domain name comes up on the signed by domain key identified mailer DKIM and riding on the SPF record, which is the IP address of this. So when it comes to sending out an email, there are two ways that you can send out from an email service provider. One, you allow them to take over completely. It's their domain, it's their IP addresses. They will do all the configurations and setup, and you will look like you're arriving from a taxi arrival. C name 19 or C name 20, whatever brand names that they pick up, they will be the SPF and DKIM that ESP provider by default chooses to use. If you want to alter that, you can always go back and tell them saying, give me your IP address and show me the settings. I will make the changes to associate my domain name along with your brand, which is your IP address. Give me a heads up, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a shout if you've understood this. And the gentleman who said SPF and DKIM फिर से दिखाओ ये यहाँ पे आके थोड़ा आप क्लिक करेंगे तो शो ओरिजिनल आपको दिख जाएगा. Yeah. ये देखिए, we are connecting SPF record, which is like the IP address, onto this particular domain and saying we're riding on this. Okay, that's all it is. Very simple. I mean, that's the what do you call what it is and where it is and why it is. The reason why it's all security. The VPN seems to be a simple other question. I think I thought it was a complex understanding in terms of how he wants to understand it. Mr. D'Souza seems to be riding on how can they find out. See, there is a software called Maltego. I don't know if you are aware of that. Maltego, you just have to type the IP address from wherever you left the footprint, and it will trace back the origin from where and all you're handshaking. For example, this particular IP, let's say your email arrived stating 109 on Maltigo. If I were to go and say search that 109 111 112 65, this is the IP you came from and you landed up here. When I do a reverse engineering for this particular IP, it will pick up all the other IPs on your VPN on how you shifted from one server to another and lead back to the hub from where you came from. Okay, so which will tell me that you're using a VPN services, and the cops will send an email to the VPN services, and then the details will flow through. So there is nothing called as IDing on the digital space. It's Maltego, and I think they're working on Windows operating system and Mac as well now. Previously, they were only available on a Black Track or Black Track operating system, also now called Kali Linux. Currently, they are working on Windows platforms too, and it also has a Mac version, by the way. Surprisingly expensive cost, but people who are using it, they know why they're using it, and I'm sure if you really want to work around those particular applications, you can see it's just a dime away. Like, and throw some dollars in, then the software comes in on your desktop, and just open up and drop the IP address. It will tell you the trails of where you are right now, including an email ID. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a secret. If they drop your email ID, they will be, I mean, the Maltego will be able to find out where exactly you are right now. Awesome, isn't it? Lovely. I like it. I like it. Yeah, it tells me saying Mr. D'Souza at this particular location right now. using this particular Mac operating system or maybe iOS system on his phone, configured this particular email ID, and here's his footprints. Mm-mm. Welcome online. Okay, cool. Like I said, the more you jump in, the more you deep dive. The lovely space to swim in. Awesome it is. Okay, cool. SPF. Why is clear. Now, who did this? Okay, remember those guys when when I showed you the list of email service provider. This is like a club. It's a group. All people meet together. Let's say Saturday, Sunday, they all meet up together, play golf, and then they have good lunch, dinner, or maybe lunch. They come back and have a meeting saying, how do we protect our systems? Everybody's there. Look at who the sponsors are: Microsoft, AT&T, Orange, AOL, Yahoo is AOL now, of course. Yahoo, uh, Verizon is equal to AOL, so they made it very clear saying it's AOL. Comcast, SendGrid, Return Path, Wait Secure, LinkedIn, Mailchimp, Google Incorporation, pretty much all the big heads in the marketplace. All of them talking about security now. Now, when it comes to security policies and adhering to certain policies, they want the consent of anyone who's riding on that email service provider tag. If I want to be an email service provider, I better belong to this particular group. If I don't belong to this particular group, that means I am not going to be called as a what do you call green card holder, or maybe a certified bulk sender, something like that. There will be a disregard when somebody is on the other side. Let's say AOL is trying to send an email to Apple, and Apple is not part of this particular group. Would Apple ever accept that? The answer is definitely not. Or when Apple is sending out an email to AOL or Gmail, do you think Gmail will accept that? The answer is not. And hence, it becomes very crucial for all the email service providers to come inside one agreement, one group, and say, if we were to hold on to this SPF and DKIM validation, we should all concur with each other that when you're receiving emails, you've got to validate SPF and DKIM. Do you agree or do you understand? And everybody says, hey, Littler, we do. I understand what you said, and we will follow through. And if anyone who's not following through, I think they will not be part of this particular list. Now, if you see that list there, you talk about any kind of monkey: smart monkey, average intelligent monkey, low intelligent monkey, right here, yeah. Mailchimp, Weber, Constant Contact, Mad Mimi, MailerLite. There are hundreds of other names. All of them will be right here saying, we are here, part of this group, and we have to concur with this thought. And hence, everybody decides that this is how we are going to be measuring our security policies. If there is no SPF and DKIM, don't agree to receive that email at all. And hence, it becomes very vital. If you're trying to send it out to Gmail users, Yahoo users, or Comcast users, or AT&T, you've got to be sure that you're working around the SPF and DKIM. The question is, how do we do this? All right, so let's go back and see how do we configure this. Okay, now as you could see, it's all about the email ID. If you saw that Pratik's email ID, if you saw Plus Plaza, info at Plus Plaza, it's all within an email ID. So if I understand the space of creating an email ID, possibilities are very high that I might also understand adding SPF DKIM signatures. So let's go back and find out what does it take to have a private email ID. I want a private email ID. Let's go with that context in mind. If I go by this private email ID setup, what do you think I would require? Yeah, I know I'm not really teaching you everything. Yeah, so you're the teachers. Come on, teachers, let me know. What do I need here? I'm sorry, stay with me. Okay, so that came out without any control. Yeah, sure. I need SPF DKM. No, no, definitely not. You don't even have an email ID. Thank you very much. I need a domain first. Thank you, Shika. Good job, Lubina and Shika again. Yes, I need a domain. I need a domain. Failing which, Priyanka, thank you. Failing which, I would not be able to do this activity at all. Thank you. That's exactly what it is. SPF comes at the third floor. I don't even have a base. I don't even have a land. If I have a land, I can go back and build a ground floor, and then I can talk about first floor, second floor, third floor. SPF is on the third floor. So what do I do at the base level? What do I do at the ground floor? Well, get a domain, get a land, and then we can talk about cloud platform, having having hosted WordPress blog or or whatever that these CMS platforms are using in the backend. First, buy a land. And how do I get this land? How do I get this domain? Then we can talk about CRM platforms and the dot coms and plenty of other stuff. How do I get this domain? How do I get this land? How do I own a property on the cloud? Any procedure? Get that from GoDaddy. Lubina says, oh, okay, cool, thank you very much. I simply go to GoDaddy and buy this particular land here, which is on the cloud. The land is not going to be on the ground, so this is on the cloud. So I buy something from GoDaddy. Awesome. Okay. Now, when I buy a domain, does it mean that by default it will have an email ID? Yeah, I buy a domain. I buy a land. Does it mean that the house will be constructed? The answer is absolutely not. What are you saying, Nathan? Get some life. Is what all of you said. Thank you very much. Yeah, yeah, I got it. I got it. I heard you loud and clear. So, which means, in other words, I got to go to GoDaddy. Uh, yeah, I go to GoDaddy, I register a domain. And soon after I register a domain, I'll have to choose between the options that they provide. And one of the options tells me that I can buy a mail exchange. A mail exchange which works and operates like my post office, which allows me to send emails on my branded name and receive emails on my branded name. And this is very crucial. These days, they are giving you free email IDs, but only one single email ID, and that doesn't work properly. I don't know if you've tested it, but it doesn't really work. So they are by default asking you to move and buy this mail exchange, and only then you'll be able to get this done. Okay, now I need to ask you another question. Do you have a domain that doesn't have a mail setup as yet done? Anyone who has a domain registered and the mail exchange is missing and you want a free mail setup, reliable one. Oh, you all have? Who's ready to share the username and password so that we could actually get some configurations done? Show you how to get it? Domain have but not have email. Yeah, that's exactly the good situation to be in. So give me your username and password to your GoDaddy domain and I will create a mail exchange for you absolutely free without any charge. Okay, so there you go. No, I don't need the domain name, but I would need your username and password to GoDaddy. Okay, in the meantime, while you guys hunt for your username and passwords, I'm going to go into GoDaddy and show them the flow as to how we get this in. You come to GoDaddy for the rest of you who are coming in for the first time and also have that fresher mind thought. Let's go back. Freshers, here's how you see the GoDaddy domain. And it's today, I don't know if you've read that particular book, but here's what the book says. It says that the human mankind or the developers in the backend have made programs, websites, or any social media applications in such a manner that they don't have to use their brain. Okay, now let's hear that again. If you're going to a social media portal or any other portal that is actually a $1 billion business seller so far, you don't have to use your brain too far, too much. Yeah, they don't make you think. You don't have to think at all because it's a flow. And if you get an opportunity to go to some place like this, you bet they're not asking you to think anything, isn't it? Look at that search bar saying, "What do you want?" Oh well, I want Google.com. Can I buy this? Uh, well, you can search. There's absolutely nothing wrong in searching for it. Just that they will file a lawsuit if they get back later. Okay, so that's google.com. No, googled and .com, 34,000 bucks and plenty of other stuff. There's one more at 7 lakhs and more number, and it goes on. Well, or I can just simply search for my business and say, was it Shruti's business or somebody's business, daddy's business? Yeah, so let's say Nithy's business for now. Nithybiz.com. So I'm going to go search for this domain to find out if the domain exists. I'm sure no one would have really thought about that. Okay, here we go. Nithybiz is available and it is going to cost me 149 bucks. I'm going to add this ready to buy. Yeah. So domain, thinking closed. What next? Click the continue card. Okay. Now it says, hey, would you like to protect it? Because people will start calling you, once the registration is done, if you're not protected. Would you like to protect your business details from being shown on the cloud? If yes, please go ahead. For now, no, thank you. Would you like to host something? Yeah, maybe web designing classes will teach you how to host and all that. For now, skip because I'm not the web designer. Skip, no, thank you. Would you like to create an email address? Oh, that's the point. Yeah, right. Yes. How much for it? 46 bucks per month to get that mailbox. So every email ID that you create, they will charge you 46 bucks. So, which means the mail exchange is something like an add on that you add on to your domain, and that's when your mail exchange or your post office starts to be active. Okay, good. So, once you have that clarity, now we can go back and ask anybody else, right? Not just the GoDaddy. Book the domain on GoDaddy and ask Google for mail exchange. Here's what Google says: 179 bucks after GST और काऊ को बचाओ गंगा को क्लीन करो वो सब टैक्स डाल के 179 bucks per email ID. Okay, so that's Gmail's offer. Okay, and then comes the other guy. Like of course, you saw the GoDaddy guy. GoDaddy says, after all that taxation, which you heard, 46 bucks per email is what we will charge you. And there's another offering from Zoho Mail. And the Zoho Mail guy says 5 emails free, lifelong. Oh, lovely. Well, who's giving you free? For now, I think that's a good big take. So let's go back and jump in and see how we can align a GoDaddy domain onto Mail Exchange, which is like a Zoho Mail offering us free mail exchange. We attach this onto GoDaddy and learn how to configure SPF DKIM for this particular email ID. If you can do this email ID, you can pretty much do any email service provider's email ID because they're going to be asking you very simple instructions. For example, let's go to this guy called the MailChimp guy. MailChimp, come here. What's your expectation if it is not your domain and I want to use my own private car look? What is your expectation? Here's what he says. Come with me. All right, stay with me, stay with me. Monkey is very protective about my account. I've told him not to do that, but he still does. Wait a sec. Yeah, he comes. He works in India very well. All right. Okay, cool. There you go. Okay, I come into my accounts here, and then I click the button saying account on under my profile account, and I click the button saying settings and verified domain. The domains that I want to write on and not your domain, monkey, is what I'm saying. So I can go ahead and click the button saying verify. Monkey will check to see if I really have a mail exchange, a working mail exchange. Remember, if the mail exchange is not set up, that means you will not have your corporate email ID. And if you don't get the confirmation from the confirmation email of Mailchimp, you will never be able to authorize that particular domain name. And hence it says, please have a working mail exchange, the one that we're discussing right now. If you have one, I will send you an email with the instructions as to what you need to do in order to authorize me to connect my IP addresses onto your domain. Let's imagine that you got in, and here's what it says. Please add the following signatures for your DKIM. Please add all of these IP addresses onto your domain name service. Simple. Just add these two signatures, and now you will be riding on your private car and not the taxi look. Okay, so let's get that situation done, like in setting up an email infrastructure from the basic, and then I think you will know how to build. And if you build one floor, I think it's easy to replicate the second and the third floor. Just make sure that your foundation is proper. That's why we're spending a little more time on the basic stuffs because basic seems to be a problem with most of them. It's not the second floor, third floor, seventh floor. Yeah, they can build in 31 floors if you want, but get the basic right. So the basics are this is how it is to be done, and then let's go back and see. Some volunteers have already given you some username and password. Let's go jump in and see what that is. Somebody says iCloud. I hope he's not giving me apple.com's ID. Uh, I'll try my best to see what that is. Okay, so I jump in here, sign in. Okay, iCloud. Let's get the password. That's my friend's name. Okay, nice. and accurate. Wow, lovely. This is nice. Okay, most often a lot of people actually get it wrong. Print Guru is okay. Printguru.net, and this is the domain that Sambit has bought. So I'm going to go add a mail exchange. Before that, I need to see what is this property. What does it have? What does it not have? I'm going to take a quick evaluation look and then come back and see whether we can do it or not. Click the button DNS, domain name service. Wait for it to load. It's a fresh brand new domain. Nothing has been done so far. Okay, so neat it looks. Why? There is no MX record, which means mail exchange record. There is absolutely nothing there, no footprints at all. This is how the basic setup looks like when you buy the domain for the first time. Now it's time to go back and set up a domain name or an email ID for this particular print guru. So let's go to Zoho guy and ask him saying, Zoho, what's your offer? I remember you said earlier that you had 25. Now you dropped it down to 5 emails. What's your take? Let's go there. I'm going to go close this MailChimp guy. Or maybe we can come back later, right? So you keep that guy there. Right. So let's go. Pricing. 99 bucks to begin with. That's your first fold. We always want to sell because there are no free copies. If somebody is incurring some cost though, and hence 99 is being sold on the top. But if you scroll down to the second half, you can see that there is a free plan as well. And here's a free plan: 5 GB, 25 MB, 5 users, no problem whatsoever. Okay, get started. It says, what's your domain name, please? My domain name is Print Guru. Click the add button. Uh, what would your administrator name would be? Samvit Mishra, or would it be Samson? Samvit Mishra, let me know. Samvit Mishra. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's your email ID as well. Samvit Mishra, and first name, last name on the name of yours. Okay, good. What's your email contact? The current email contact where you can get a verification code, your Gmail account, preferably the right one. Okay, the same iCloud? Okay, cool. He's an Apple fan as well. All right. Now I say your password. Okay. Uh, okay, got the password. I'm in India. Yeah, I agree to the terms and conditions. Email seems to be okay. Click the button. Sending you the password. Okay, so sending you the password right away. Stay with me. Uh, I'm sending it to Sanjay Mishra. Okay, so no, Sanjay second name. Yeah, there you go, Samit. Okay, so that's your password for the domain. And here's what it says. Hey, thank you for validating. Looks like you claim that this domain belongs to you. I am not sure. Can you please validate where you hosted it? Well, when the drop-down menu, you can see quite a lot of service providers. You click the button saying GoDaddy is the one that I registered that domain with, and I'm going to be validating it through the CNAME value. Okay, so it says I want to check if you are really the owner. Please go ahead and confirm this. Okay, thank you, Samit. It says go ahead, add this particular value on your domain name service. While we ping and check, we need to get a confirmation saying that we found the signature. Okay, let's get that done. Uh, Click the add button. We said CNAME, so pick up the CNAME value. This is your first half. Pick up the second half now. Copy the second half. Point that to the second half. Time to live, which is making the string to go live. Time to live. Alpha. Click the save button. Okay, the string is being added, but you need to give it at least 1 minute before these guys validate each other. So you refresh and go back and see if the string is still available. Yes, the string is still available. You go back to GoDaddy setup and click the button saying, I've done that. Could you please check? He will say, hold on, we're checking and it needs a little more time. Click the button. Okay. Click the button one more time. Try via CNAME. Yeah, that's the one that we have verified. They're taking a little while to verify. Give it some time, because if we mess up on this, then I will have to change my IP to make a request. Yeah, those guys are very specific in getting that done. So I'm going to go back here and refresh one more time. Somebody is delaying some ping. Yeah, either GoDaddy is delaying that particular ping to be allowed, or Zoho is taking a little while to ping and find out if it's done. There is no CNAME value found. I'm waiting on it. Okay, we'll have to get past this, and that's when we can go ahead and say that we are the owners of that. We can also do a text value in case if this is not okay. Which suggests that you add a CNAME record in the so and so and try other methods too. Okay, let's try a text method. See, leave it blank or use an at sign and copy this piece. Okay, got it. Let's go to the DNS again. Click the add button. This time we're going to be using a text value. Host will be at sign followed by the string they gave us. Time to live is half an hour. Click the save button. Okay, click the refresh button so that these guys refresh the settings, and jump back again and say, buddy, check. He says, now check the CNAME. We have both, right? But still, it will take a little while. How long has the domain been registered? Samit, any idea when did you register this domain? A week? Okay, everybody's a week old. Either DB is moving all of you to actually do that. Okay, nice. Okay, so what I will do is to see this account in a different light. I'm going to go log out of this and sign in again. Sign in again. Summit. Okay, and password. Remind me later. Okay. If I buy a domain in GoDaddy and can make domain email ID from a different software, different service provider would be the right term. Different service provider. Yes, ma'am, you can. No problem at all. No problem. They will all communicate with each other without any trouble. So these guys have validated the account, but just that they're not talking to each other to give me a confirmation saying that the mail ID has been verified. We're just waiting on that. Verify the domain later. Okay, if we were to do that and then get back to this again, let us see if they can allow us to go. CNAME method. Okay, so I'm going to go. Maybe the IP is actually being noted. My IP. Yeah, I've been registering free accounts after free accounts. Who's going to give me a lifetime value with multiple Gmail accounts and multiple? They don't know I'm doing it on your behalf. Yeah, they think this particular IP has been creating a lot more. So I'm going to use that Mr. D'Souza's logic. VPN use karo. So chalo VPN use karo. Gaya mein Canada. See you. Bye bye. Bye. Huh. My voice goes and it will come back very soon. Don't worry, I'm in the flight now. It will be a rough landing, I guess. Am I back? Uh, okay. Somebody. Oh yeah, it's all cracking. It's stuck. No, no, your voice is certainly has gone overseas. Absolutely. Yeah. Now I'm back, isn't it? No audio. Oh, okay. 2 minutes. It takes time to reach Canada, isn't it? Takes time to reach Canada. Uh, yeah, just 2 minutes. अभी Canada से hi बोल रहा हूँ मैं. Hi, I'm in Canada. How are you guys in India? All well? How is the weather there? Okay, chalo chalo. So let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna go log out of this and then say, hey guys, I'm on a different IP now. Allow me inside. Yeah. So this is going to be the way forward. Let's see how that goes in. Submit it is, and then submit underscore 99. Okay, maybe they will give me better preference now because I'm not in India. Okay, not now, buddy. Later, get that email verified. Verified. Just a step away. Okay, got it. I'm going to go click the CNAME value, click the button verify. He still treats me like that. And what does he has to say? He's thinking. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I feared. Okay, so what I would need to do is to close the entire browser and jump out. Okay, I've done that and reopen this logic again, browser again. Logic. Zoho and the mail. Okay, wait on. Okay, if I exit, this will also be good. I'm completely exiting out of this, or we'll go to Sambit's computer and get this done. Yeah, either ways, I'm just going to give it one shot. If it doesn't work, then I come to Sambit's computer because he has a different IP there. Hopefully, we should be able to get it done. Come with me. Alrighty, there you go. And I sign in, log in, and submit password. So please verify this, please, because we have this unconfirmed. Oh, okay. Is that what you're waiting for? You should have told me earlier. Send the code. Okay, sir. Please get the code and tell me what's the code. ये कनाडा में जाके वो बोल रहा है कि ऐसा है इंडिया में नहीं बोलना चाहिए था क्या anyway yeah, whatever he feels good. Once you get the code, let me know. Okay, it's going to submit print guru. This email cannot be sent, right? Because we haven't even configured it yet. Okay, so let's say Sambit, sorry, Zoho, uh, and mail. Let me know if you get that iCloud email. If you get a copy, please. Thank you. Okay. I don't think we can check the mail unless you get that copy. It's supposed to go to iCloud, your email ID. Yeah, it has to go to your email ID, which is your iCloud email ID. You see there's this particular screen here. If I were to jump back, no audio, no audio. I'm coming. I'm coming in 2 minutes. If I were to close this, see this? It's going here. Please verify this ID, and I say verify. Send an email to. Okay, so which means according to it, it looks like it's already sent an email. Please verify. Okay, stay with me. I'll just skip this for a moment. I'll come back and do that. I'll come back and do that. Got the email. Oh God. Uh. It's okay. Let's finish the verification. All right. Let's complete the verification. Then we can do the rest. But no code. Oh, okay. See, good. I think we made the right choice to come in here. Let's see how this goes. GoDaddy it is, and we want to go ahead and do this on the CNAME just to find out if the values are changing. I want to go back here on GoDaddy and pick up your username and password. It was easy password, Samson something. I'm gonna go type that in. Stay with me. Sign in. Okay. Uh, yeah, and Samson. There you go. DNS. Okay. Now, as you could see, 15358728. 15358728. It's the same one. Verify. And it says now verify. Okay, God bless you. I do not know if it's Canada IP or is it like the time itself. I don't know. But end of the day, domain is validated. That's all we need to know. So move on. Click the button. Canada, it must be. I agree with you, but that's a secret. Don't share it. Right. So click the button here and say create an account, and then it says, hey, I've created that particular given email ID already exists because that's what we are working on as an admin. And would you like to proceed to add furthermore? We'll do that later. Would you like to add role based email like admin, HR, info, webmaster kind of logins? Yeah, later. And here's how you set up your mail exchange. Please add these following strings on your service provider, and then we will be able to access them. Okay, got it? So the procedure is to go ahead and add MX record, mail exchange, at sign, followed by point two with the priority of 10, time to live half hour, click the save button, and according to them do the same procedure for the next three strings. Okay, at sign followed by mx2 with priority as 20, time to live half hour, say back again the same deja vu feeling, but there is a change here, which is you change that to mx3 priority 50, and followed by ttl, that's going to be time to live 30 minutes. So 10, 20, and 50 is what they wanted you to add up. 10, 20, and 50, mx2, mx3, host name was at sign. We've done that piece. Click the button saying look up. They say that we couldn't see it. Yeah, give it some time. I think it's. I think we should start counting now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 30 seconds. Like, okay, click the button to see if these guys are working, and allow it to go modify this. It will come back and say that these are the following records that we found. It takes a little while for the newer domains, but the older domains it's like nanoseconds, yeah, because they would have already got those archive files with them. I think that's how the system works. But here, when it is a new domain, it takes a little while. The following MX records are not available for the domain. Yeah, we are looking at the same domain and we're working on that. Stay with me. It has to come back and tell us saying that it is done. We can also skip this and validate at a later point. So I'm going to go skip this to the next screen and give them some time to talk to each other, computer to computer. We'll come back and verify this before you leave. All right. SPF record. Yeah, sender policy framework record, BKIM record needs to be added. It's a mandate. Zoho knows it as well. Yeah, because Zoho is also part of that, the working community group there, saying, hey, we agree to whatever you guys say, send our emails out and accept our emails. Don't have anything else to object. Okay, good. It's a text record that you'll have to work on. So it's a text record right here as well. So go back here and take a look at the string. Host name will be at sign, and of course followed by the string which defines all IP addresses belonging to Zoho now aligning with your domain. Okay, which is at sign. So go back, say at sign followed by this particular IP addresses pool, and time to live is half hour. SPF record added, no problem at all. Go back in here and say proceed with the DKIM. This will take you to the screen where you will see the DKIM settings to be added. See what the DKIM setting looks like. Like I said earlier, DKIM means your IMEI code number for your mobile phone. Very similar. It's saying for this particular domain, create a unique signature that no one else will ever be able to misuse. So click the button here and click a unique identifier with the name Zoho, and click the button saying save, because we are connecting this domain onto Zoho, because now Zoho will carry this signature, which is a unique signature. You can't replicate this with another machine, and it's impossible for anyone to fake this ID either. Okay, add this following settings in the text record. Okay, jump out. To go ready, click the add button, text record. Here the first half, make sure that you remove anything after the domain key. Yeah, just leave the domain key, Zoho underscore domain key, leave that there, and then go back and pick up the string. This is complete string without any space. Paste, time to live half hour, click the save button. jump back and say verify. It will say 30 to 45 minutes it will take to actually verify this, and it is true by default. Since we've done it, you don't have to worry about the DKIM activation. By default, since the signature is already present on your records there, it will take that. You can migrate these into, and that's a paid account, so you don't get carried away with this. You can't do that. You got to make sure that you use an app here in order to check your emails on the go. If you want to use this on your mobile phones, click the skip button. Well, you can go ahead and check your emails right now, is what it says, and proceed to Zoho Mail. According to that, it is already saying that we have verified everything and this is your email ID. We don't know because we couldn't get some confirmations to it. Congratulations, Samit, this is your email ID for your brand name, and absolutely free. You may add 4 more email addresses to that domain, and you can work forever free on that particular account. Okay, skip the advertisement, and now I want to go back and see if my signatures are falling in place and the mail exchange is already active. So lead sourcing at gmail.com, and I'm testing SPF only because DKIM will take at least a minimum of 30 minutes before it gets validated. Anytime, sir. Thank you for sharing us the domain details. You may change your password as soon as we jump out of the class today. Okay, waiting for the email to arrive. Okay, email arrives, no problem whatsoever. And wanting to check if there is SPF signature. Oh, you bet they have the SPF signature configured already. Mail exchange is working perfectly fine. Okay, right. Everybody okay? SPF signature, DKIM signature is not only singing the song, but I've actually made that possible for you to configure your email ID right from the scratch, which means you should have enough confidence to go back and add some strings and get the SPF and DKIM working for you. I'm jumping out of Canada now. It's too much time, that I've been there. Nice to be back. Okay, so I hope the audio is okay now. Audio check. Mic test 1 2 3. Mic test 1 2 3. You guys there? Give me a ping if you can hear me. Zoho Mail uh, looks a good free tool. Looks like a good, absolutely. Oh, you bet it is. It's like matching up with your GoDaddy system. How can how can I configure? Can we get guidelines for this? Yeah, you have seen this, haven't you? What's the guideline? So you know the procedure where you go, and then there is help file in every step. You can actually take a look at those help files if you want to. I've in fact picked up what you need to do on a separate video just to make sure you don't have to run through the entire video next time. So I made that possible. Stay with me. Um, I think I had that video too. Stay here, stay here. Okay, SPF DKIM. Um, Okay, all right. Now to this, Zoho Mail setup. Yeah, that's the one. So if I were to go and take a look at this video, yeah, you will be able to. Yes, you saw the video. Now you'll have to just go back and pause the video wherever possible, and then take a look at it. How did you manage to have two IPs? Two IPs? Where did I get the two IPs, man? I don't know. Could you please be a little more clear? Oh, you mean how did I go to Canada? How could you do that? Is what you're asking? Okay, sure. That's like very simple. I buy services from IP Vanish. I have a subscription with them. They give me access to not just Canada. I have all of these world to penetrate. Yeah, I can go to any of these worlds right now. So I don't have to really look wonder what it would be like if Google were to go to Norway and adopt GDPR adaptation. Would they work well? Would they look similar? I don't have to think and imagine, but I can just jump into Norway, click the button, and go to Google there. Google is a very different human being there. Yeah, in UK it's a very different human being. For India it's a very different human being. Yeah, I think they're talking about biases. Come with me. You should see the biases in when you change the IP addresses. and take a look at how Google works. Go look at how Facebook reacts to different IP addresses. It's simple service. You can always buy them. Different marketplace, different perspectives, and that's exactly how we have to also look at information that we get is not available in the US. US information is not available to us. That simple guy, the Hulu guy, who's supposed to be giving me free downloads on video, in the US it's free, I believe. The minute he sees my IP address, he says, "Sorry, we are not serving your country right now." And I'm like, what? And then I jump into US and then say, "Welcome aboard." Oh, clear. Oh, fantastic. All I needed was a change in the identity. I just quickly do that. That's it. I have fun. How much do you pay? $1,700 for 3 months? Yeah, you can break it down. Good. So when it comes to cop number one, he's asking you that simple validation process, saying, please go get that IP and the domain connected. And if you can get that done, that means SPF and DKIM validation is done. If you don't do this validation, I will beat you up, is what the cop is saying. That beating up means it is going to land up into spam folder, no second choice at all. Your first activity, which is your assignment for your first module, is about this. Is VPN legal access? We'll come and answer that at 1:30. For a moment, stay with me because legal, one thing comes in. Ha ha. But I will come back and answer why ha ha ha. We'll first now let's go back and see the other information here. Email is working fine on my mobile app. Congratulations, sir. Happy printing. Yeah, and happy being guru there in printing. Okay, so let's go and see what else is he asking for. The assignment for you on the module 1 is to check emails which do not have SPF and DKIM. Hear me out clearly. Which do not have SPF and DKIM, and hence they have landed up into spam folder. The possibilities, 99% of the students who come back will always say that I have all emails which have SPF and DKIM and I don't know where to find them. So hence what I've done is I've simplified your process. You can go ahead and access this particular Dropbox. You will have screenshots of good SPF, bad SPF. Your work is to identify the best ones, submit your assignment. It also has a password. Thank you for all your interactions today 99 times. That's the password. So copy paste the password, you'll have access to the library. That's about your assignment. Okay. The next element that we are likely to be discussing with the cop number 2 is the compliance. What about the compliance? Like I said, region to region, compliances differ. So if I'm in a UK region, compliances differ. If I'm UK, compliances differ. Sorry, UK, US, compliances differ. Canada, compliances differ. So is in Australia, compliances differ. What you need to do is to study all of them. Very simple. That's your part number 2 as well. If you were to really go back and see your exercise number 2, you would notice that we've asked you to go ahead and study email laws. Email laws in. Enter, pick up the Wikipedia link, navigate to US, find out what is allowed in the US, find out what is allowed in the UK, or find out what is allowed in Canada, Castle. You will have to do a comparison, and I've already defined what the comparison is. The detailing is that the consent is something that each one of them cater to differently. When it comes to US, they are okay with implicit and explicit, subscribed and people who have non-subscribed. You're okay to send out emails, but UK not okay, Canada not okay. That's the only differentiator. In India, there's nothing to be worried about because there's nothing to really look on. So if there is something to look on, then I can see comparison. For now, there is nothing in India. Job done. Ladies and gentlemen, with this we complete your first module. If there is any questions that you want answers for, please stay back. If not, you're free to jump out. But before that, please stay with me because I have a compliance here. Kanchi has given me some rules and regulations to follow. See this, according to the rules and regulation, I'm supposed to be asking you for this feedback. Please give us your feedback and let us know how we did. Just for my sake, could you please tell me how we did? Did we do good, bad, ugly? Worst ever performance I've seen. Is that the feeling? Let me know. You'll have to give in all the options, isn't it? So I made all the options available, and then there is an A4 sheet that I'll have to go back and address, which I'm coming. Priyanka has asked that. Could you please let me know on the feedback form as to how we did? Thank you very much. If you're already doing it, thank you for doing it. Let me know after you complete. Thank you. I tried going to GoDaddy WordPress site. What could this mean? Is currently unavailable to handle the request. It's currently handling the request. Uh, so thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. It was a great learning experience indeed. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate that. It was great. Thank you, Aditi. Done. Thank you. Right. Perfect. Priyanka, all well. Uh, is there anything else you expected the site to do? Let me know because currently it's handling all the requests. Would it be one of the pages? No. Done. Love you, sense viewer. Thank you, sir. Great learning experience. Thank you, Mitra. I know I have a job to do that with the first name. Need a little further understanding on the assignment. Sure. Actually, I tried making the changes through GoDaddy. Okay, what changes? Samit, I'm coming there. Stay with me. Let's finish up with this GoDaddy one because I'm already on the GoDaddy. Let's see if we were to make some changes. We can quickly go get that done. Priyanka, how quickly can you open up the microphone and tell us? Uh, Manage my site by logging in. Okay, so you're logging in to manage your site. Fantastic. And why are you managing? Your site is already. Oh, all right. So when you click the DNS to manage the site, it throws up an error. Is that what you're saying? I'll have to connect the
Yeah, hi
dots.
Nithy.
Ma'am, hi.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I'm trying to edit some parts in my site. It's still under construction. So I was trying to do changes in that process. I had to log in through GoDaddy. So that I'm not able to do.
You should not log in through GoDaddy, ma'am. Is this a WordPress site?
I think WordPress has partnered with GoDaddy, something like that. They
Correct.
have
So what
both
happens is
joined.
now henceforth you will have to look at WordPress.admin something or admin.wordpress.com. You'll have to log in using this credentials, and from here you will be able to make some changes. So if you were to go to login, yeah. So from here you can make some changes, whatever you'd like to do, or uh, lead sourcing. Okay, sorry. The dot in. There's no HTTPS in that, so bear with me. Lead sourcing dot in, and here I will have to log in. And when I log in through this one, after you've done your hosting and all that, yeah, WP admin. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I will have to use the admin panel to actually sign in, and only then I will be able to do that. Failing which it won't allow me to do it right now. So there you go. It is taking me to WP login.php. So if I were to do that on your site, let's see how I can do that. Go back to your site on the chat applet, I think. Stay with me. Okay, chat applet, no. Maybe I'll click on the domain name that you gave me just now. Right, click the button Paramount Digital. Okay, now here you go back and say slash oh wow. WP slash admin. Enter. Back dot php. Okay. WP admin hyphen php. Enter. This is your site's login. Here you type in your username and password. You should be able to get through. Okay. So I'm not a web developer. So yeah. Right. Thank you. So let's go. And type your IP address and go to GoDaddy. Yeah, absolutely. I have a question. Sure. I also have a question on the assignment, so I'll finish that question and then come back to you. Right. Stay with me. Sambit says I need a little more clarity. Okay. So the clarity here is on the assignment. If I were to go and test this assignment, let's say Sambit has created this account, which is sent me an email, and looks like the email has arrived into inbox. Let's say for a moment I want to find out cases where the SPF and DKIMs are not done well. I want footprints of those. I click the button and I see that the mailed by signature is existing, signed by signature is missing. You know we are working on it, but end of the day, it's an assignment, right? So they are asking you to find out mailed by and signed by signatures. Your work would be to take a screenshot of that, saying, "See, emails like these will land up into spam because the signatures are mismatching or not, configured well. SPF is done, DKIM signatures are missing, and hence there will be reasons for it to go inside the spam folder. How do we avoid them? Is what they're asking you after your first module. You got to make sure that you pick up the screenshot and show them that. That's all. If
How
you're
many?
falling
How?
short, if you're falling short of the screenshots, you can jump into the Dropbox, and I have some screenshots there. You can use them.
Okay. And typically, will this be available in the spam folder mostly?
Most often they are likely to be found in numerous amount in the spam folder, sir. If I were to jump in here
Yeah.
into my spam folder, take a look at this, and I click the button saying there are some names I know by default. So Amulyam, look at these guys. They send super emails in India, and all of them come. Oh, okay, now off late. Yeah. So let's go down to the past emails. And oh wow, they're doing good, but they're spam folders only, so they can't really do much. One second, come with me. Let's go in here and click the button. So they've done some changes in the settings here, but I'll show you some more examples in terms of spam folder emails coming in. What is the reason? Is Canara Bank here because of SPF and DKIM, or is it Scott number two? Click the button here, you will know. It's not because of
Okay.
the SPF DKIM. It's definitely because of various other reasons. Is Angela coming in for that reason? Maybe not. Okay, so you can't take screenshot of those. We need to figure out reasons for SPF DKIM failure. Here we go. This is definitely a SPF DKIM failure. You can take a screenshot and say the reason why this email is in spam folder is because of DKIM missing. Case closed.
Okay.
And you
Got
will have to
it.
pick up five or
Got it.
six examples like that and finish up your assignment.
Okay. Got it.
Welcome, sir. Right. So the next one, I have a question. Actually, I tried to do this. Okay, that's being sorted out. I have a question: is email marketing inbound or outbound? Okay, what is the difference between inbound and outbound marketing? Inbound marketing and outbound marketing. Inbound is, the logic, right? Inbound, what they say is people come finding you. Okay, so this is inbound. So let's say my traffic, if I were to estimate my traffic, here's my traffic. Okay, so this is my website, an awesome looking website that I've created, looking like a visiting card. But I need visiting card to actually be a little more dynamic in getting business also. So let's understand the inbound. What is inbound? Which can bring in better traffic inside my, my website. So for that, I need to pick up channels which will allow me to bring traffic in the web portal, like in or on the web portal. Traffic to the site where people can see my website and probably go through the navigation structures that I've created to convert. Yeah, because end of the day we're asking them to buy. So what are the channels I can use? Well, SEO will stand out well because SEO is definitely going to be the organic one I'm talking about. PPC will also work well. So SEO falls in, SMM falls in, SMM falls in, and it will also be falling into your other aspects like in email marketing. So if I were to get this guy email My gentleman also comes in. He also says, I can bring traffic. Don't worry. I will also. SEM is your pay per click. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for your help. Yeah, SEM can come in handy. You're using all of this. It can be SMS. It can be WhatsApp marketing. It can be those iMessengers from your Facebook messengers. It can be any channel that you're bringing in. You can expand the window. There's no shortage of the window here. You can add more channels if you want to. It can be a TV commercial. It can also be a hoarding which says visit www.me.com. Yeah, make it easy because they can't remember. So yeah, me will be b.com. You'll have to buy d.com, all of it directing back to me.com. You buy that and play the hoarding game as well, and say, in order to get this, get visit www.me.com. And people have a tendency to remember b, d, v, get all that domain registered, redirect to me.com. You're getting traffic into your web portal. And now the question is, can these guys can also play a role of the outbound marketing? Yeah, all of these are people where they found the footprint, and then now you're actually reaching out to them proactively and then calling out. Now you can also bucket them saying, do I have to have a database before I send the campaign out? And the answer is yes. This guy needs a database before you send the campaign out. These guys need content, fresh content. We follow that three C's, no? What do you say that as? So let's say content, circulation, and consistency. If you play by these 3C rule, SEO will bring in traffic, so will SMM, because that is also hungry with content. But of course, the content varieties change in terms of what videos and what infographics that you're trying to promote on SMM will also make sense. So depending on the kind of circulations that you're doing, people find and then they come in. But for email, this is an your intentional way to get in the database and reach out to people and then bring the traffic back again inbound, which is traffic coming into your web portal. What's an outbound? Well, in this outbound way, I would like to call it or address it saying that traffic going out of the website, which channel comes to aid? Well, when people come in and get stuck at your cart, which is they came close to buying and they haven't decided to buy, SEO can't come. This guy will also not come in. There's only one guy who can come back and bring those people back. If they have registered already, the email guy will quickly go back and send an email to them saying, thank you for registering, but we saw a product in the cart. Can I throw us a 20% discount? Abandoned cart. Yeah, so email guy will comes in and handles out pretty much everything. Have you lost your password? Only outbound email going out of the website will be that person. So you will have to really look at it from different contexts. Don't go by the world's theory on incoming, inbound marketing, outbound marketing. Outbound marketing is anything that is advertising, and it by default is not doing it. We'll have to proactively go back and use those channels to go ahead and communicate that value. Giri, give me a heads up if you understood. You see how it works? Yeah. It's a beautiful play, and we call it marketing mix. If you're working with large companies, it's very easy, common terminology that they keep using. Marketing mix. In this marketing mix is where all the channels come in, and then you draft those particular plans saying when you do what type of activities. There you go. We have yes there. Marketing mix. Bring all the channels in and draft the layout saying this is what we will do on each of those specifics. Four P's, yeah, the basic P's, and then seven P's also. Cleared my doubt on the inbound. Thank you, sir. So basically, if a brand reaches out to a potential customer or customers, then they are outbound. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, you're reaching out proactively to a lot of individuals, and you're using a broadcast like PPC. PPC is what you're using to actually reach out. You're using Facebook, targeted advertising. What does it mean? Well, you're picking up a handful of people and saying, go and announce this banner to them. And that's outreach, outbound activities that you're doing. Mails going out, campaigns going out, advertisements going out, TV commercials online, and it goes on and on. And more channels, the more money goes out. And if you were to look at some other explanation there, so basically, I have a question: how signed in mails are also going in spam? Now, you already forgot a few things, isn't it? Email landscape has only SPF TKIN, is it? Cheyenne, Cop number one is there. You saw only cop number one. There's cop number two, his twin brother. Why are you forgetting him? After he stops at cop number one, he has to meet the cop number two. You got a clean chit from cop number one saying everything is there. I found Aadhaar card, but you were carrying drugs. Content was a problem. So the guy, cop number two, will say, yeah, you got all the identity right. You passed the cop number one, but unfortunately, the content you're carrying is not prohibited inside the land. You're supposed to be penalized, and they catch you there. Spam folder. You with me? Connect the dots. Yeah, absolutely. Then outbound activities through emails can increase the chances of productivity and revenue generation, staying in touch with people, establishing a relationship with your existing customers, and blah, blah, blah. Of if users report the mail, or if the users report mail, you're going to jump out. Yeah. In case if they, not many do. See, I don't know if you've seen this activity with Flipkart. Come with me, I'll show you something. If you jump to emails with Flipkart, let's go to inbox. It must be in inbox because I mean Flipkart is using Google. Yeah, they have money. There's absolutely no shortage. And after Walmart coming in, you bet there's more money. Flipkart.com. Okay, so if I were to just say Flipkart alone and take a look at what they're doing, the strategy is fairly simple. Talk to the stranger. Now, who's a stranger? We'll have to be very specific here. Who's a stranger? People who have not bought from me, people who have not registered on the portal, people who have registered and not bought. So, all of these classifications are now going to be a stranger communication. How is Flipkart going to be doing the communication? Let's see. If I click this emailer, you can see that the Flipkart email is coming in from Flipkart mailers, like in flipkartletters.com, to a stranger. Yeah, long time ago in the year 1947, I used to buy products from them, especially books. And after they brought in all those junky things, I stopped working with them. Right? Even the books now, Amazon brings it very, very well. Okay, so Flipkart Letters communicates with people who have registered or not bought, or registered and not bought. All these variables are going to be using the domain called Flipkart Letters. Campaign continues to be there only to bring in people to start buying and register an account and move on with the process. Those people who have already bought from me, those communication goes out from flipkart.com because they know you have bought a product. They have already calculated your lifetime value, which is your worth. I mean, let's say in a year, how many times have you bought? What is the average purchase value? What type of category of products do you buy? The e-commerce portals are already doing that big data analysis. Now, once they have the big data analysis, they know precisely what your likes are, what's your dislikes, and they target emails based on those only to you saying, you like this iPad? No. You've seen it 3 times. Why don't you go get it? Here's a discount. If you have a Standard Chartered Bank or you have a HDFC Bank, I'll give you free EMI. Come. So they're trying to upset. You see how that works? There's a huge network, and that's why we call it inter and the net. It's one dot connecting with another dot with another dot, and finally, finally get more ROI. Okay, cool. I hope you're getting the sense. Let me know if there's anything else I can address. Question: could you please again brief the assignment we have to do? Basic way to locate SPF DKIM address. And sorry if I am repeating. You definitely are repeating it. But since you're my top performer, I have no choice but to show you this again. Right? Your work is to find out emails which are landing up into spam folder without the basics of the cop number one's activity done, which is cop number one expecting SPF and DKIM. If the setup is not done by that particular emailer, your work is to spot those email, take screenshots, and tell the assignment whoever is evaluating it on the other side, saying that this is the reason why email landed up into spam, and the reason must be around SPF and DKIM. So I spot an email. If I see there's no SPF or DKIM, or if there is a mismatch on the SPF DKIM, I can copy that particular screenshot and submit that saying that's the activity that I have to perform. If I were to jump in here to the Dropbox link that I gave you, this is CLSPF. You come in here and you will be taken to a library of all those URLs. Yeah, which is we've already done that activity for you. You just have to go ahead and copy and paste. Yeah, yeah. Because I see a lot of people writing back saying, मुझे ये नहीं आया, मुझे वो नहीं आया. Okay, वो सब आ रहा है. It's all in the library now. See, you can see the case here which is mailed by, and the signature is present. Will this be a great value add for you to explain that the cop number one will beat this email up to lead it to a spam folder? If it's a yes, drag and drop onto your assignment chart. Go to another one and do another. Will this be a problem? And the answer is yes. Will this be a problem? And the answer is yes. Will this be a problem? Yes. Will this be a problem? See, I don't give you rotis when you're hungry. My work is to teach you how to make your own roti, right? रोटी खिलाओ मत, रोटी बनाना सिखाओ. नित्यानंद ऐसे बोल के मेरे गुरुजी भेजे हुए हैं. तो मेरा काम है कि आपको रोटी कराने के लिए सिखाना है. इसलिए थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन भी रखा हूं मैं. You'll have to go back and do your due diligence to find out who's an ESP provider here and who's a brand. Is this the right one to actually copy and paste? If you can do that, well, that means your learning is happening as well. It's made easy. Here we go. Problem again, and it goes on. There are many examples here on the Dropbox. You don't have to hunt your own Gmail inboxes. Okay, SPF is signed by, SPF is signed by, and DKIM is mailed by. It's the other way around, right? Mailed by SPF, signed by your what do you call that, domain key. Sir, thank you. Yes, yeah. Kannadiga rice more. Uh, no, those are more. ದೋಸೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ದೋಸೆ ಬನಾನಾ ಸಿಕ್ಕ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಬಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಬೇಡ. We'll talk about it later. Thank you very much and goodbye for now. If there's anything that I can do during the week, in case if you're stuck somewhere, feel free to actually write, use my Gmail account, and quickly send me an email, and I should respond back as quickly as I can. Thank you. We'll see you back again, and thank you very much for all your participation today. Fantastic. Bye bye. See you next week. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Goodbye for now. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, ma'am, thank you.